forgot everyone can hear my ass again. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I forgot to turn... Hello everybody, I forgot to turn off the, talking function for the intro, but hello everybody, we're going to be ranking some game companies today, and probably just chat a bit, because it's just a just chat today. Just stay relaxed and let's say hello to the cat person. How's it going?
Hello!
Welcome, how are you?
I want to punch Video Ninja in the face, but we can do that later.
You can punch Video Ninja in the face all you want later on. We should get to... We should rank some of the stuff today, because we actually got some... I've been wanting to do this with you for a while, but I have really just been wanting to rank gaming companies. Because me and you, we go over gaming companies a lot. We talk about the ones we like, the ones we really don't like as much. But I feel like we should actually start ranking them. So we got a pretty decent selection here, even though this is the only one I found that had...
And Archer told K-Chan's in chat.
Hey Chan, if you wanted to see more, you could have just asked. We're literally about to get started.
Yep. And I do believe it is fair to call some of these a certifiable race to the bottom.
Race to the bottom? Gosh, we're seeing who's gonna lose the fastest. Let's be honest, this entire thing is literally, let's see who'll race to the lowest person. Honestly, let's be honest. The entirety of this list is gonna be who's gonna get to the bottom faster than the others, and who's gonna be the worst. The entire thing, we're not gonna rank who's the best up here, and that's not gonna be the problem. The problem is who's gonna be down here. Who are we gonna put at the very bottom of the list, you know?
Yeah, I think A and S tier are probably pretty... I think we have a few safe bets for that tier.
Honestly, yes.
But F tier, oh, we got so many candidates.
There's so many candidates for it. So, hello, K-Chan. Hello, Tenno Fox. How's it going? How's it going, guys?
Yeah, Fox Coast, hello!
How's it going, guys? We're going over freaking video game companies. And honestly, you want to get started?
Yeah, yep, let's get going. So, who is first up on our docket?
Ray, someone's saying, guess what? What is the guessing of the what? Chicken butt? Really, K-Chan?
No, I did not touch the beacon, Fox.
Wait, what? I lost the game? Oh no. How dare you? You insult him as he was just saying he lost the game. That's like salt to the wound, man. Salt to the fucking wound. I am disappointed in you now.
Well, that's what he gets for not touching the beacon.
Wow. You know, just wow.
Yeah, oh god. Yeah, I need to adjust my or thingy.
So a new hand has not touched the beacon. A new hand has not touched the beacon, unfortunately.
Nope, I am watching that beacon with a sniper rifle.
How's it going, Coast? Welcome in, K-Chan. Stop ripping off all the outfits and all that stuff. But if you guys are ready, are you ready to go into the new thing? So the first company we have up is actually one of my favorites, and one I kind of want to put into S tier. Valve.
So my thoughts on Valve, because as you know, I recently upgraded from a HTC Vive to a Valve Index, so I've experienced their software and hardware side.
And I had to actually.
I would definitely say that is a pretty safe ranking, because their first-party software is top-notch. Like, Half-Life Alyx is just
Half-Life Alyx was
insane.
amazing. Half-Life Alyx was so good. Let's be honest here. I played it. It was amazing. It was one of my favorite VR games. I put that up there right next to, like, Fallout VR and Elder Scrolls in VR. Like, it's an actually really good game. Nintendo F tier? We'll get to Nintendo in a 6 Corboido. Trust me, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, I'm definitely not ranking Nintendo anything above a B tier, just for full disclosure, but more details on that when we get to them.
Good. That's literally the next one up. Just keep watching Corboido. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna tear into that one. Trust me. Let's be honest though. Valve as a company, they have not been the best. Let's be purely honest. None company here has been the peachiest of people. Basically, no company here has been the best. But I think out of all of them, Valve right now is the most pro-consumer, the most let you choose what you want to do, what you want to buy, and everything else like that. They're not just telling you to buy something. They're not removing it because they don't think you should be able to buy something. They put it on their stuff, tell you to go buy it if you don't want to buy it. If you don't want to buy it, don't support it, all that stuff. Second of all,
Uh,
their hardware. A lot of their hardware is really good. First of all, you have their Index, which is a pretty good headset from
Oh,
what
yeah.
from what I hear.
oh yeah.
I own a Steam Deck, which is their first handheld console, and it is amazing.
Yeah, it's better than the Switch by far.
It's better than the Switch. It actually runs Switch games. Not gonna tell you though, but it's a whole thing.
Not unofficially.
Nintendo is unofficially, yes, it does. It emulates everything. So if you want any of the old games, just literally get that, and it emulates everything. There's literally an app in there where it literally emulates everything. It's such a good app too.
Oh yeah. So
It's so customizable, and it's literally just a PC. So I can still do edits in that. I can write scripts. I can do all of that in the Steam Deck. So I'd say, hardware-wise, business practice-wise, they are S tier. I'd say the top of S tier. What do you think, Ray?
I would definitely have an S tier, but it should be mentioned that there are some negatives with their business practice.
Exactly.
And I want to make sure those are pointed out so we cover all the bases. Recently they have started censoring reviews, specifically with Skullgirls, where they was marking it. Yeah, and they were marking some of the reviews as or not related, I believe was the terminology. Which kind of
sorry.
Yeah, so that filtering is kind of my biggest issue with their platform. But that said, overall their platform it's very well built, because even the algorithm there is just the algorithm. Oh, ow! Whoa!
Keep going. You're good.
I felt the wind off that one.
Yeah. Ow.
But yeah, the algorithm is actually really well built to tailor games to your recommendations that you might actually willing to play.
Actually willing to buy it. All that shit. It's a really good algorithm. It's honestly one of my favorites. The amount of money you save during Steam sales is honestly outstanding. I was back in the day, I was able to get 4 to 5 games with just one sale. The Christmas sales are insane. Damn it! Really? Really?
And the summer sales. We can't forget that.
The summer sales, the Christmas sales, the sales for Steam are amazing. You can get so many games, and plus, once it's on Steam, you really don't have to worry about it being off Steam for at least a while. And plus, even if you buy a game that's off Steam, with the whole I had a game called Family Guy Back to the Multiverse. I bought it while I was on Steam. And then they took it off Steam, but I still have the game. I can still download. That's one thing I really like about it. No matter how long the games are on there, as long as it's on Steam once, you buy it, it'll be in your thing.
Oh yeah, and if you get some games off a Humble Bundle at a discounted price, you plug in the product key and it's in your library. No questions asked.
That's the thing. It's so good. That's why I feel like Valve deserves to be at S tier. We're gonna think about the games that made Half-Life, Team Fortress, Portal, Left 4 Dead, unless you already talked about them before I joined. We did not talk about them, but let's be honest as well. When they were a game developer, let's be honest, they made classics. So many classics. They're still making classics. Half-Life Alyx was great. Left 4 Dead is one of the best horde shooters ever. Portal was one of the best thinking games. It was honestly just one of the best co-op games ever, honestly.
Yeah, I really would love to do a Portal 2 co-op run
Portal
at some
2
point.
I would love to join you for that, but I don't have Portal 2, unfortunately. I'll get it later though. Team Fortress. They just updated Team Fortress 2. And the thing is, that update has more content than Overwatch, but we're going into that later. We're going into that later. We're gonna rip everything apart later.
I have my thoughts on Overwatch 2.
You might be able to do a Portal 2 co-op thing with Coast. Apparently he has it.
I would love to. I don't know if PC and console have crossplay, but we can definitely find out.
It's not PC and console do not have crossplay, unfortunately. Sega on that list? No, unfortunately.
They probably should
be. They should be, but they're
different.
not, honestly.
Yeah. All right, Costa. Yeah, well, get with me offline on that one.
But no, they're not on this list. Sega's not on this list. But then again, with all the companies they do have, it's not that bad. Hey, Toast, how's it going?
How's it going, Toast?
How's it going, Toast?
Yeah, my only complaint for the software side of the house and related specifically to Half-Life and Portal,
Uh,
when are we getting our threes, damn it?
they have, honestly, that's my only problem with freaking, like, that's my only problem with their company, is they have this weird superstition about the number 3. Like, if they
Which is
release
kind
a
of-
third game, it'll destroy them, basically. That's their one fear, is releasing a third game. That's why they called Half-Life Alyx Half-Life Alyx, and not Half-Life 3.
And technically it takes place between 1 and 2, so it's like a 1.5.
But that's the point. But my point is this:
Yeah.
they have such a fear of it that even if they release a sequel, they're not gonna call it 3.
Yeah, which I really wouldn't have a problem with. I just want to further the story because there's so many
Like,
ways it can
this is
go.
my problem. I don't care if you call the Neck Twin 3 or not. Just make another one. That's all I ask. When Half-Life 3 is official, the internet is gonna break. The internet is going to lose its. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go into this. Coast, it is going to lose their minds. It'll be the thing that's being talked about. If it's like, if they actually say you can pre-order it, it is gonna be the #1 most sold game, just on memes alone. The memes alone will carry that game.
Yeah, if I was to describe it in one SFX, on how it's probably gonna be, it's simply this.
And his name is John C.
That's the thing.
Yep,
The
yeah.
freaking memes are gonna carry more than anything else if they ever announce it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be like after a 2-decade
Rain have
hiatus,
asked
they have
the
finally
forbidden
released.
number. Prepare to be exterminated. Thanks for
have
playing
asked
our
for the
games,
forbidden number.
Valve.
Prepared to be exterminated. Thanks for playing games.
No.
What the fuck? Wow.
So I have Legion trying to eliminate all my people. We have Maxwell coming after me now. I'm just making all the enemies.
It's not that. It's the fact that you asked for the forbidden number from Valve. They had to send the hitman to kill you.
So, so
You
that
asked
mean
for
I'm
the
gonna have a
forbidden-
hitman on me now?
Yeah, you asked for the forbidden number.
Oh god, my cat's gonna hire a hitman now. Oh god.
But I think we've talked enough about Valve after
Yeah.
going after their games, their software, their hardware they make. They have fully deserved the S tier spot, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
S
Yep,
tier
they hit-
above all right now.
Yep,
But-
I agree.
I say right now, let's go to the next one, which Corboida was very excited about, which I am too. Let's be honest here. Nintendo, where would you rate it?
Well-
I'm gonna be honest. I put it in a good C tier.
I would say C is probably pretty good as well because, or when they do something good, they do it
Decent.
really freaking good. But when they mess
When
something up, they go full ham on it.
Companies who
Like,
fucking
there-
hate
there
their
is no
fans.
in-between.
I kind of agree, but I wouldn't suggest they hate their fans on the same level. If that makes sense. They don't
yeah,
hate them.
I don't-
They do not hate them the same as much as like Blizzard Activision does, or Take-Two. Those companies literally hate their fans, like with a freaking passion.
Yeah, I think with Nintendo, it isn't so much that they hate the fans; it's just that they really want things done a very certain way with their
They-
IP,
they are
and they
specific.
do not bend.
Let's be honest. If Nintendo develops the way they want to develop, and when people criticize them for how they develop, they go like, "Oh my gosh, I'm Nintendo. Who the hell are you?" Let's be honest.
Well-
That's how they act.
But yeah, and a great example is the Metroid 2 remake. I think it was
Oh my god.
another Metroid 2 remake.
Mhm.
Like this is a great contrast between Sega and Nintendo and how they handled or fan-made content.
Yeah.
Or Sega hired the guy that was doing a HD Sonic the Hedgehog 2 fan remake.
Yeah.
And it was really good. They hired him, and that became Sonic Mania.
Yeah. That's the thing.
So
They saw
Is
an
it-
opportunity to get a good developer, one who's passionate about a project, and then made that project into a full released game. That's
it is a
good.
beautifully done game.
It's a beautifully done game. They made a profit out of someone else's work by giving them a bit of a boost. Nintendo doesn't do that. One reason I hate Nintendo is they take down any fan game on. That's the thing. They don't do that on their
Yep.
end. Nintendo does not tolerate that shit.
Yeah, which is vexing to me personally because so the example I was talking about, another Metroid 2 remake. I actually got to play the demo of it before it was taken down.
Really?
Brilliantly done. Like the graphics were top notch. The gameplay felt as smooth as any Metroid game you could want that came after that. Metroid Fusion, Prime, you name it. The controls were buttery smooth.
The Call of
And
Duty
it's
project being taken down, but we'll get to Activision. Trust me, Coast. We are going to get to Activision. I want to rip Activision
yeah.
a new one before.
Oh my god,
That is
so
going to be
many thoughts.
honestly. I feel like the ones that are going to take us the longest are Take-Two and Activision. Those two companies are going to take forever to talk about how shit they are.
And Rockstar is kind of up there too, I think.
Project M, Pokemon, the fake Melee tournaments. Yeah, let's be honest. They don't. Let's be honest. As of recently, they have not treated our fans the best. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I will completely agree. There's a lot of downsides, but they do
There's
have
a
some
lot.
upsides too.
Let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to their games, their first-party ones, and their consoles, with their consoles, it's usually a hit or a miss. And when it hits, it fucking hits. I'm not talking about this one thing. Because let's play this way. The GameCube, it did not do as well as like the other consoles, like the Xbox, the PlayStation 2, all that stuff, right? Then they come out with the fucking Wii. Motion controls. The first time it's actually been used, and it's really good. For the most part. Not every game was great about it, but for some of the games, it was top notch. It brings motion controls into the mainstream, and they actually innovate the entire console industry.
Yeah, and some great examples of like hardware that, well, frankly, fell on its face. But
Oh no, the GameCube is still top notch, dude. Just when it came to like the
Oh.
other consoles, they didn't compete as well.
Well, yeah, of course. The Wii, like, it was a fantastic console. Like,
Yeah.
really, it was.
It was a fantastic console. There was so much on it.
Oh yeah, I actually got one on launch day, which is so far the only console I've managed to have that happen with.
I love my Wii. The
And-
Wii was such a good console. And the thing is, built-in backwards compatibility for the GameCube games. That was top tier.
Yeah, which was a different sized disc, which made it really impressive.
It was
for a front load.
impressive with the GameCube disc being so small compared to the freaking Wii's, and the Wii being able to play both GameCube games and freaking Wii games. That's impressive engineering. I gotta be honest. Class
Oh,
like
yeah.
top
Mhm.
tier. If we were ranking game consoles, I'd put the Wii in S tier. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, like the innovation, and the graphics weren't the most powerful, but they focused on gameplay.
The games,
is-
the games they released for the Wii, there was so many.
Heck, even the one that came boxed with it, a Wii Sports.
The Wii
My God,
Sports was
I-
amazing.
I played so much bowling. I'm not even gonna lie.
Like, was it the Wii Sports? Fucking, what else was there? There's a bunch like Mario Galaxy,
And freaking Melee.
Melee, Mario, Smash Bros. Melee, no, Brawl, Smash Bros. Brawl. That was Melee was on the GameCube, remember?
Yeah, Melee was GameCube. Oh yeah, you're right. It was Brawl.
Who didn't think the bowling was? Who didn't play? Who did not play the bowling on Wii? I loved the bowling on the Wii, or the
yep.
boxing.
Yeah.
The boxing especially was amazing.
Oh, that boxing reminded me of
Remembering
Punch Out.
GameCube stuff. Oh, it did. It did remind me of Punch Out. Speaking of which, the Punch Out on Wii, that was amazing.
Yeah, I never actually got to play the Wii
It
version
was
of it,
decent.
but I did.
It was decent. It was actually a really good game.
Yeah.
Here's the
Oh, yeah.
main consoles: Nintendo and 64, GameCube, Wii. That's the fucking yeah. It's basically.
Oh, the Wii U was, it missed the mark on what it wanted to be. It was a pretty good console for what it was trying to do.
Okay, right. Let's be honest. The Wii U was a flop.
Ugh.
It flopped so hard. There was nothing
Oh,
to play
I'm
on
not-
it. It was awful.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't a flop. I'm just saying the hardware was sound in idea,
It was
The
a good
execution-
idea. It-
but execution they just failed
yeah.
miserably.
I
The
think
only good game I had on it, or the Wii U that I actually enjoyed playing was the Twilight Princess remake.
Yeah, I'd say that. Let's go backwards with PC. Yeah, basically. But let's be honest. I gotta be honest. When it comes to Nintendo, their first-party games are top tier. They take care of their first-party games. Let's be honest. Like,
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
they won't release the best ones sometimes. Like, let's be honest, Wind Waker wasn't the, when it
Well,
came out, it wasn't the best received because the whole graphics change and all that stuff, like art style change. And
I
let's
can
also
go
go
on
into
length about that.
let's also go into like some of the Mario games weren't always the best, but when they hit with their games, they hit. Let's be honest. I'd say Nintendo is a company that if they hit something, they hit it straight on the head, and they are the best at what they do. If they miss so hard. It's laughably incompetent at some points. That's the best way to
yeah.
describe it.
Yeah.
They hit it, they
Yeah.
hit it. If they don't hit it, they are incompetent as all hell about it.
Yeah, the new Pokemon, Scarlet and Violet, is a pretty good example of how they actually have a rare. I would describe it as a miss.
Yeah, a rare
Simply-
miss.
Yeah, simply for the fact it's still a great game. I love it to death, but the optimization, it needed more time in the oven.
It needed a lot more time in the oven. Splatoon, Mario Maker, Yoshi's Woolly World, Smash 4, 3D World, Mario Kart 8. There's so many games that everyone plays because they're just so well designed. Let's be honest, Mario Kart 8 is still one of the best kart games out there. I'd compare that game to Double Dash. That's how good it is. It's still getting updates. All the content, like, they don't abandon a game like other companies do. Like, they still updated Smash for a while. They updated it for years, and then they updated they're still updating Mario Kart 8.
Oh yeah, they even included Mario Kart 8 in the movie.
Yeah, they included this just how good it was. It is why we don't have MK9 yet. I don't care. Like, I literally don't care.
Well-
MK8 is that good of a game right now. Like, when Mario Kart 9 comes out, they'll make it good. I 100% agree with that. But for right now, Mario Kart 8 is still one of my favorites.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I haven't played many of the Mario Karts, but I will say, unless the Mario Kart is good, it will not hold my attention, and
Yeah,
8 has definitely held it.
That's the thing. That's the hit and miss. But I'd say with Nintendo, it's a hit and miss company. But with all the IPs they've created, with all the innovations they've done for the thing, I say we actually raise it to B tier. Last in B tier, but B tier nonetheless.
Oh, yeah, I think it's fair to say it's between B and C. It's like a C plus tier, I think.
C
So
plus
when they
tier
hit-
at best, but without having a C plus tier, I'll put it at the end of B,
Yeah.
just to give them the credit they do deserve. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I can live with a B rating. But I'm definitely not
Exactly.
giving them A or S. Like,
Oh,
that is just
definitely
out of the question.
no. Like, when they miss, they flop hard, so I don't feel like they deserve A or S. But
Oh, and one other note on them, they are a little bit more, they used to be censorship happy, but they have been easing up on that a little
they're
like
more
lately, too.
relaxed on censorship than PlayStation is. That's why they deserve to be in B tier for that alone, honestly. But no, I say firm B tier. But with that, I say we go to the next one if you're ready. Or
Yep.
do you have any other
Yep,
points to
let's-
bring into this?
No, I think I covered all the points I wanted to.
Okay. Oh wait, one last point: the Nintendo Online service.
Oh God,
Let's
they
be
are
honest.
so far behind.
They are
They-
behind. That is their one misstep right now. Is
Yeah.
the online service is awful.
Yeah, I kind of feel like versus or
B tier?
even though
Well,
Great
don't forget
company.
Nintendo has been doing the half stuff in some of their games.
The half stuff and some of the yeah, I know, but you gotta be honest. They did do a lot, like from all the innovations they done. Hell, they brought like the Switch alone is a really good innovation. A home console that you can travel with. That's a good innovation, honestly.
like,
I'm just
yeah, the
saying,
only
give
problem-
them their just desserts for what they do accomplish, but don't give them the best desserts considering they do fail sometimes. So I'd say a firm B is it. They deserve the B tier for all the stuff they've accomplished, but from all their failures, they don't deserve to be anywhere close to A tier or S tier.
Yeah, I'd say C plus B minus is about perfect. for 'em.
Yes, I'd say B, like barely a B,
Yeah, B-
but still a B nonetheless.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like right there.
They're like
that
barely in the
perfect
B
balance.
category. They're barely in the B category. When they reveal
yeah, I can live with that.
So the whole DLCs in Genshin 64 for $50. Yeah, the $50 expansion for the online service just to get in 64
Yeah.
games. Oh,
Yeah,
they
like
missed
like
so
that.
hard on that. Like,
Yeah, especially for a
Corporeal
paid
was bringing out some
service.
really good points, but I'm still firm in the B category. What about you?
Yeah, I'm still I'm still firm with my C plus B minus.
Yeah,
So
like they're
I
barely in B for me, but I still feel like for all the stuff they've done, B is at least where
Well,
they deserve to be.
yeah, 'cause we got to respect the legacy of the company at least a little.
The Virtual Boy was a miss that scarred Nintendo. Let's be honest, they are so
Oh.
afraid of the virtual reality stuff. They're not gonna touch it again.
Well, in fairness, there's one company that fears it more than Nintendo.
What company's that?
Sega. That I actually do want to get with you on that a little bit later because
Oh yeah, we're going to.
or I
that
still
later.
need to finish. Yeah, I need to finish that VR video, and that is one of the things to talk about.
I couldn't even get out Shell Main. Oh no. But yeah, you know what? With that, I say we move on to the next company, which I actually don't know where to rank this because recently they've been really good. Like honestly,
Capcom. Actually, you look at their
Capcom.
recent body of work.
the recent body of work has been Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry 5, which happened a while back. I would also say they did I think they're coming out with a new the RE4 remake, the Resident Evil remakes. They've done all of those. Street Fighter
yep,
6 came out.
Yeah.
They're making a new, was it Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out, so that's cool too.
And of course, the classic like Marvel versus Capcom
Marvel
that
vs.
is just.
Capcom. Hello, Space.
And
Space.
and
Thank you so much.
Devil May
Is
Cry.
now following.
Thank you so much. God, we are one away from 500. What the fuck? Thank you guys so
Getting close
much.
to that
honestly.
500.
Literally just one away. It's not close to it. It's like licking the 500 button.
So,
Capcom has made great games, but like Nintendo, they miss hard. Exactly. Let's be honest.
yeah.
Let's be honest. Before Devil May Cry 5, Devil May Cry the remake. Let's be honest. Let us all be honest. I'm gonna be honest. As a fan of that series, thank you for the head pats, but they missed so hard. It's not even funny how hard they missed. They missed so hard with that. Let's be honest. They're not the best
Yeah.
company ever. But right now, they are pulling out banger after banger for games. And thank you for the
Yeah.
head pat. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Head
would definitely
pad.
say if I was to hazard guess,
I love
I
head
would
pads.
probably rate them. I would rate them also in the B tier, simply for that they do have a solid IP lineup, but they don't always use it to their advantage.
I will say that, but I
Yeah.
think they're getting better at that recently. Did you know they just announced another Dragon's Dogma? Dragon's Dogma 2 is in work, and we haven't had a game like that in
Oh.
forever. So I think they're getting better at that. Plus, Monster Hunter as a series is always
Oh.
top tier.
Oh yeah, and Final Fantasy XIV did a crossover with them not too long ago.
They,
So-
they're
and
good
Final
about getting others together to do stuff. Like,
Oh yeah,
so honestly, I kind of want to put them at the bottom of A tier.
Yeah.
I feel like
I
they
would
deserve
s-
that much. But let's be honest,
Yeah, I
when
would-
they miss, they miss. But let's be honest, I'm gonna put this in perspective. Remember
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Remember that Resident Evil game where you had the freaking like was it Umbrella Corps?
all the Resident Evil games have been solid. Even the remake.
Except Umbrella Corps. Remember that top down? Remember that
Yeah.
third person shooter where you had the gun next to your
Yeah,
face,
I'm-
shooting to survive the waves, and it was so poorly built. It was just a cash grab.
That could be described as a lot of games, but I don't think I ever actually paid attention to that one because it was doing so badly.
It was so bad.
Gosh.
Although to be honest, the miss has really been once in a blue. Yeah, let's be honest. Their misses are once in a blue moon, but when they miss, like the whole Devil May Cry remake or that, or the Resident Evil, the Resident Evil Umbrella Corps, that is a miss, man. You don't just miss on that. You miss. I played Blue
but-
Village a few months ago. Is Poggers? It is. It is. My brothers played it too. And let's
yeah,
not
and-
forget Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is also a big L in my opinion.
But the one solid or win though I think that I would say does bump it up into A for me personally
Mhm.
is that despite all the backlash you were getting, they still released a lot of fan service in the new Street Fighter.
They did.
And honestly, nowadays that takes a lot of guts.
It does. It does. Let's be honest. I feel like Capcom deserves to be at least an A tier. Bottom of A tier, but still an A tier nonetheless. They have done a lot recently. They rarely mess up. Like, I'm talking years apart from mess ups. Like, the Devil May Cry
Yep.
remake happened, 2012? And then the the Umbrella Corps didn't happen until like 2016. So that's a big difference for years of missing. They miss rarely, but when they miss, they miss. So I'd say
Oh yeah.
for how much they've done well, especially recently with how well they've done recently, A tier, nothing else.
Yeah, I would say that's probably a pretty fair assessment.
Do you have anything else to add? Because honestly, I really can't mention anything bad other than those 2 or 3 games,
Well,
basically.
Well, I just have one gripe, and it's not going to change my rating. It's just a personal gripe because I've loved the Mega Man series.
Oh, you want a new Mega Man like everybody else?
No, I want a new Mega Man X
New
specifically.
Mega Man X, really?
Yep.
Okay,
I-
you know what? I give you a different question right now.
Yep.
If they were to release a Mega Man game right now, but it wasn't X, would you still pre-order it?
No, well, pre-ordering I have my own thoughts on because of a lot of the misses that
They
some of the other
released,
companies have had.
Weeks after DBZ Fighter should have known Infinite would have Yeah, let's be honest. The Dragon Ball Z Fighter did better.
Yeah, and DBZ, let's just face it, it's got a much, much bigger audience.
I-
and it's
I
going to
won't
be
say
diehard.
no, I will not say that. Because Marvel vs. Infinite, the fact that it has Marvel heroes on that is basically an Avengers game.
Well,
I feel like that had the bigger appeal. It's just they didn't do well with it, you know? Like, if it was a good,
yeah.
let's be honest, if it was a really good Marvel vs. Capcom game, that would still be played today. That would still be played today. 100% yes.
Maybe, but it also depends on what era of Marvel it was put out in because
Yeah, it does depend on that. But what I'm saying is this: if it was a really good Marvel vs. Capcom game, it'd still be played today. Yeah, like that's how it is with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You know, they still be playing it today. But no one's really playing it that much.
Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. It's just my take on that. If it was back when Marvel was still good, like we're talking pre-Endgame,
Yep.
it probably would have been a different reception.
Okay.
But
Well-
let's face it, Disney had a hand in also kind of making sure that did not go as well as it should.
Fair, but still, I say we go on to the next one. Capcom fully deserves the A thing. Let's go to the next one, which I think is going to be our first F tier. We're going about Ubisoft.
Oh God, I admit I am not
Ubisoft,
as familiar as I
correct,
should be.
Corvoido. You are the right one here. Fuck Ubisoft. Completely fuck it. Known for Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed, plus that other game. Did you hear about Assassin's Creed? I heard about Assassin's Creed. It's one of my favorite games. It's called Assassin's Creed.
Well, I'm just looking at their recent releases, like of the last 2 years, and I've heard of them, but for all the wrong reasons.
So let me explain. I'm actually a big Ubisoft fan. I'm gonna be honest. I do. I like Ubisoft games. I've enjoyed all the Assassin's Creed games, all that stuff. I've enjoyed Rainbow Six when it was really good. It's like, let's put it like with every company recently. Ubisoft was good a while ago, like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, like all the way to like Brotherhood. You know?
Oh yeah, I played my fair share of Assassin's Creed, and I've also played Watch Dogs, which the first Watch Dogs was absolutely amazing. Then
two.
Yeah, 2 just it's like it looked at 1 and say, like, okay, do better, and it said, okay, hold my beer, then stepped on a rake.
Hi, I went to. Oh, yep, bot.
Yep. Let's go. Bye bye.
Okay, sweet. That one.
Yeah, that's the first one I've seen in a while. You know,
Is, honestly, they really haven't been there that much. That was. Oh, was that a bot? It was a bot. It was a bot. It's like, hey, I'd like to offer you a promotion. Like, offer you guys a promotional thing, basically.
Like, oh, that bot actually is an instant 4 strike.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it a bot, it's promoting crypt, and it was actually advertising crypto.
That's why it gets banned instantaneously.
Like, there's just no chance for that hype.
Rayman Legend was such a big problem. Yeah, Rayman. Let's be honest.
Oh.
Biosoft has good IPs. Assassin's Creed isn't bad. Rainbow
The-
Six isn't bad. They have all the Tom Clancy stuff. Splinter Cell, for God's sakes.
The-
Ghost Recon. Like, they have really good stuff underneath their belt. They just
and look,
don't do anything
like,
with it.
yeah, their IP management is just it. Like just
Space,
the
we'll
recent
get to
body of
that.
work. It's garbage. It's like they can't market for crap, and when they do, the game ends up being absolute garbage.
I agree. Let's be honest.
I mean,
Like, they're trying to do a lot. They try to change what Assassin's Creed was. Like, they rebooted it in a sense, you know? They changed what it was, and basically, it just doesn't feel the same, you know?
yeah, it like even their mainstays like Just Dance,
Just
like
Dance.
when was the last time anybody actually
Played
cared
it.
about Just Dance?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, I haven't cared about that in the better part of like at least 5 years.
Yeah, well, you're hoping that Ubisoft doesn't flop with XDefiant, but yeah, Ubisoft isn't the same anymore. The only, I'm gonna be honest, the only game I have any hope for is the new Star Wars game. That's it. The new Star Wars game they're developing looks awesome, and honestly, that one looks really good. I might get that one. Other than that, I don't think I'll get any of them. Like, I can't
The-
name you a Ubisoft game I want.
Yeah, like none of these look like
Also,
they're even remotely
recently,
appealing.
did you hear what they did? Really recently?
Oh, which part?
I'm talking about the whole Ubisoft saying, hey, if you don't sign into your profile, we'll delete your account.
Oh,
Yeah, they're doing that now.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's actually legal, but yeah, because but their response is really what pissed me off about that.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, you can avoid this just by logging in. Like, why are you deleting my paid products?
Honestly, yeah.
Because your account goes bye-bye, the records of the purchases goes with it. Unless you archived your emails from potentially 10, 15, 20 years ago, all those games just go poof.
Yeah. Also, like how they don't use any more Splinter Cell games or anything else like that. They just don't do it anymore, you know?
Oh yeah, and like backwards compatibility in legacy games seem to be getting dropped left and right too.
I think that Ubisoft is actually starting to realize their mistake, because you know what they announced recently?
I can't say I've been up on specific Ubisoft news, but
they're remaking Splinter Cell, the first one.
God, I hope they don't screw it up.
They're gonna screw it up, let's be honest. They are remaking the first Splinter Cell. They're making a Star Wars game, and they're making an Assassin's Creed based in Japan. And other than that-
But that's exactly what that means. Like, if you don't log into that once every, I think it's what, or 90 or so days, or is it 6 months? I can't remember the
I
exact
don't
time
remember
frame.
what it was.
But yeah, if you don't log in periodically, it's gonna go poof. Bye bye.
Exactly. It's stupid. It's not bad, but Arcane Studios made all these awesome stealth games, and then they made Redfall. Yeah.
God, like Redfall.
We're gonna go into the Microsoft things. They're literally next, but we're gonna decide about Ubisoft right now.
Yeah,
My stream, does that mean I just poof? Yeah, that means so your $5 will just go poof. That's the thing. Ubisoft is firm F tier for me right now. Like, I will not put them any higher than D. At best.
I would put them beneath F tier if it were possible.
Honestly, I'd put them beneath F tier, but I say right now, full-blown F tier. They really need to get their act together and start fixing shit.
Yep, and we have our first candidate for the race to the bottom.
Race to the bottom. Second. I just gotta bring up how they fucked over their Wii U fans when they just posted owned Rayman in November and make it a non-exclusive. Wow. They screwed over the Wii U fans with a Rayman game.
Which is hilarious, is the Wii U wasn't exactly a greatly marketed
how's it
system,
going?
but
We're rating video game companies. We just got our first fail right now. Hey Sharky, we're going over video game companies. Question, what is it?
What's up, Sharky?
Have you heard about the Room 40 joke? I don't know what he's talking about. Do you know what he's talking about?
I feel like it's a Backrooms reference we're not getting. Maybe.
Reason is M-rated zombie game don't do well. So let's postpone it to November. And wow. Room 40.
Really, Sharky? What the hell?
I'm gonna be honest. We may have some shark soup. Second.
Yeah.
And
I'm always down to do a little fishing, and I can, sink my claws in, keep occupied.
basically, give your first bite. Xbox
Yeah.
isn't a fanboy coming out of me, but I would say A for Xbox and at least. I'm gonna be honest. Xbox, as it is right now, I'm putting them behind Capcom at A tier.
I would say that's probably pretty fair as
of right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna limit my thoughts on Microsoft to specifically the gaming side of the house. As we do the whole company, I'm gonna put them straight.
No, gaming side. We're not going about the whole company. The whole company is a different set. So
yeah,
let's
like
be
I
honest.
said,
Let's go over it recently. As of right now, they have just made several big purchases. They have just bought Activision. They have bought Bethesda. They have bought all these companies. Something of which I think they really needed. Like, Microsoft didn't really have that many companies underneath their belt to make super many games. Like, at best, they had the people who made Halo, which was 343, Gearbox, who made fucking, Gears of War, and that's it.
I just noticed something about the tier list.
What?
Bungie is listed twice.
Is it? No, it's not.
Yep.
Oh,
yes, it is.
It is listed twice. Oh, shit. Well, I guess either way, we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
Minecraft. Minecraft. Let's be honest. Yes, they do own Minecraft too.
Yeah, they do own Mojang, but I think Mojang at this particular moment deserves to be rated on its own.
You're rating Mojang by itself because they're still so different to Microsoft as a whole. Because basically, Mojang just prints money for Microsoft and they just leave them alone. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So this is inside knowledge on Microsoft how they tend to operate their gaming divisions. Is unless that gaming division was performing particularly bad at the time of purchase, Microsoft leaves them to their own devices and just gives them more funding.
Dashing dress, imp, new kindness. So, thanks. How much money I wanna be? That there's supposed to be a Sega and it's probably the guy made. You know what? How about this? We'll just replace one of the Bungies with Sega.
Yeah, that'll be work.
Well, I think we can do that. Honestly, that'll be easier to do. I think that's what they intended to do in the first place.
Yeah, I think it's fair because Sega really does deserve to be on this list.
It's interesting news, Dip. But no, yeah. PlayStation Station S tier.
Nope.
No. Creeper, no.
That's nope.
PlayStation is not going to S tier. At best, I'd put them right now at C tier.
You're being kind. I would put them at D tier.
Honestly, you're not wrong. But we're not going to Sony yet. We're not going to Sony yet. Damn it.
So, while we are still rating Microsoft, I will say probably one of the best things that Microsoft has done for the industry is starting to standardize cloud gaming and Game Pass.
Game Pass is great. Go on.
Let's be completely real. The amount of games you get every month in the Game Pass is for at least $70 worth.
Also, with all the
guaranteed.
But let's be honest. With all the stuff they have bought, imagine playing all the Elder Scrolls games, all the freaking Fallout games, plus to add on to all of that, imagine them bringing all the old Call of Duty games to freaking Game Pass. Imagine you can
oh,
bring
yeah.
WoW to Game Pass. Tying this, like getting rid of the WoW subscription, just tying that subscription in with Game Pass. Imagine buying Game Pass and getting access to WoW. That would save that game.
I do believe it would, but there are caveats to that, which I'll discuss when we
Oh
start
yeah,
talking
there's
about
definitely
Activision
caveats to
Blizzard.
everything like that. But let's be honest. Right now, Microsoft is making moves. They have stopped being what they were. And honestly, if this was like a few years ago, I'd rate them at F tier nonetheless. Because they weren't
But
doing anything. They had failed with all the Halo games. Halo 5 was an immense failure. Everything else they've been doing, they haven't really been doing anything. There was nothing to play on Xbox. Now they're making moves. They are clearly trying to come up in the gaming industry. And they are punching their way in. They are kicking the shit out of Sony right now. Remember, alright, take a break, sudden focus on personal recovery. Life is overwhelming and simulating something. Yeah, exactly. They just need to give us the OG Xbox, the OG 360 OS, to be instant Series X, and play games that ain't even on the.
Well,
yeah, like let's be honest, backwards compatibility on the Xbox. I mean, right? You know about the backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah, it's something I really wish that more consoles would do, especially PlayStation.
Oh yeah, Rare.
So, oh yeah, they've been partnering with Microsoft for at least since the Xbox 360 era, and I guess they just finally went ahead and outright made a purchase.
The actual, like, since the Xbox era, the original. Remember, they made Conkers.
Yep, and Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark, Conkers, they made all that stuff. So I'm gonna be honest, Microsoft, Xbox as a company, in my opinion, with all the moves they made recently, with all the stuff they've been doing recently, they deserve A tier nonetheless. They just brought Final Fantasy 14 over, an MMO they've been trying to get for 10 years, and they finally got it.
Yeah, and I think it's really funny just on that alone as a Final Fantasy 14 fan, just seeing the PlayStation fanboys mauled.
Let's be honest right now. Should we go over communities? I feel like we should at least mention communities as well.
There are definitely some communities that need to be mentioned.
Yeah, let's be honest. The Xbox fanboys, they are delusional. Above everything else, they are still delusional. Because Xbox isn't a perfect company. And honestly, right now, they don't really have that many exclusives out. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, and just my thoughts on exclusives. I am tired of seeing exclusives. Give your players agency.
And you know what they do? Microsoft does that. Every exclusive that's been on, Microsoft and on the Xbox, guess what they've been doing? They're on Steam. Halo Infinite came out day one on Steam.
Yep, and their most recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard, their
Starfield.
Overwatch 2 is getting a Steam release.
They brought the old Call of Duty games onto Steam.
Yep, and fired up the old servers. Oh, I don't know if they patched them or not, though. That's the only concern I have on that front.
They patched the Xbox ones. They didn't patch the PC ones yet. They're still working on that one, though.
Yeah,
PC was a little bit of a harder nut to crack, considering all the spyware and all that shit.
Yeah, full disclosure on the PC versions of those, IP logging.
Yeah. Like, let's be honest. With the old Call of Duty servers, it wasn't great. But the fact that they willingly tried to bring it back, the fact that they've put all the Call of Duties that were only on, like, Battle.net to, Steam and everything like that is an amazing sight. And the fact that they brought Halo, one of their flagship things that they never would have released to PC, they brought that to PC day one. They brought, what is it? They had their, was it Age of Empires 4 was on PC as well? I think it was only on PC, but still. It shows the fact that they're not willing to just let, your game be stuck on one platform. They give you agency by letting you buy it off Steam, off Xbox. It doesn't matter to them as long as you buy it. And I think that's why they've been so successful recently.
They've been making all the right moves and being pretty aggressive.
They are.
In fairness,
Yeah,
I think that's probably prompted a little bit by Sony kind of trying to throw egg in their face, and then Spencer is saying, "Alright, y'all gonna do that? Well, we're just gonna help business you."
Yeah, honestly, you know what? I think it's time with all the stuff we've made with Xbox, I kind of we should still go over the negatives real quick. The whole like Xbox Connect.
Oh God, that
Xbox Connect, come on, let's talk about it. The whole
I had the Xbox
I
One's
did.
Connect.
I
And,
had the Connect too. I had it back on
Like,
360.
it was a great concept for technology, and I think a lot of that
was.
did go into VR lighthouses,
It
but
did.
they never took advantage of the
Mm-mm.
technology.
They kind
It
of
was
gave
like,
up
what-
on it. Sonic Free
Yeah,
Riders, it was horrible for the Connect. Let's be honest, a lot of the Xbox Connect stuff, like Xbox One generation, was complete flop. Let's be honest. The Xbox One generation was
Yeah.
so bad, they nearly decided to close down Xbox. So I think it's a similar case with
Well-
Nintendo. If they flop hard. But when Xbox
Oh,
does
yeah.
it, they don't fix it for a long time.
Yeah, as remember when the Xbox One first came out, it was
Mhm.
required that you had that Connect.
Yeah. But-
And it was what, about 6 months in, they changed their tune on it, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna change this always online requirement and
Yeah.
get rid of the Connect.
The Series X, but
Ugh.
I can't even admit they didn't do good with the E3 thing of it. Yeah, let's be honest. Like with the whole Series Connect, the Series X, you know, let's be honest, it's not the best. But I would still say this. Series S and it's still better than the Xbox One, let's be honest. The Xbox One and the Series S definitely are different. Like, I could see the Xbox Series S doing well in the next 3 years, like really well. And as it is right
The-
now, I think if they keep going this way, I think they'll actually outpace Sony in the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think they will, but that's really going to depend on the moves that the new Sony president will do.
Exactly.
And I have reason to think that you're probably right
I don't
for
think
specific things.
a flopped machine turned into what would be, but one. Actually, they flopped, but turned the decision around is what I mean. Yeah, they flopped hard, but they came back swinging. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what would happen when I saw some of the reviews, and the only thing they could talk about was not the hardware, but the holes in the case.
The only
Worth
thing I would
preventing.
the only thing I would say is this. The only thing I'd say hardware-wise that I had a problem with really wasn't like the hardware itself. The only problem I really had with Microsoft was they didn't release that much on their console. Let's be honest, the only thing you would really play on your Xbox console was third parties, Forza, and Halo when it released.
Yep, that's pretty much all they had to. Oh, and the original Destiny. That's
Wait, is your character Latina? Because I think someone just called you thick.
yeah. This character was inspired from Final Fantasy XIV, so
I'm gonna guess semi-yes. Wait, which
I
console
have-
heard of God of... Wait, which console had God of War? That would be the PlayStation. That's
Yep.
PlayStation. That's what I would say.
yeah.
But for
Uh,
Microsoft as a company, from the moves they
yeah.
made, from everything they've done until now, I would say right now they deserve A tier. The question is, I don't feel like they deserve ahead of Capcom though.
No, they still have a lot of drawbacks that are
Mhm.
kind of holding them back. But Coach does
Exactly.
bring up a good point about Gears of War, and a lot of their games also being available on PC through PC
Exactly.
Game Pass.
Yeah,
Now, which I have issues with that software for stability reasons, but it's a good concept that they need to keep
Dead by
working on.
Daylight. I do have that. I could play that again. Actually, I think I did a stream with that with one other person. I can't remember, but it was I did like one stream of it. I kind of want to go back and do it again though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got it though. I really don't know what I'm doing in it, but
Dude, we gotta play that together. It's gonna be so fun. It's such a good game. Like the original Dead by Daylight. Don't play the second one. I don't like the second one. Let's be honest. Oh wait.
I got
Thank you for the
whatever was on Steam.
follow.
0M_1 is now following.
Oh my gosh, we just reached 500.
Yep, that's the big 500.
Oh, shit.
Congrats,
Thank-
Si.
Sorry, what? Say what happened again?
So, oh yeah, the stability of Xbox games on PC.
No,
like,
not that. What happened?
No,
Did I just reach 500 followers?
yep, you hit the big 500.
Ah. Hey, Bob, I got
I-
500. I got 500.
Uh, uh, the
Silence.
I
Silence.exe has stopped working.
quick, someone reboot him. I can't get to the plug.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, that had just happened. Thank you guys so much for the fucking 500. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I feel like we're missing something for this occasion. I'll be back.
Thank you. You actually got me to 500 followers. Thank you so much. Ow. Thank you so much, dude. Honestly, thank you all. It's been a blast. Now I have to do that Smash tournament now. Wrong button. I had to do the Smash tournament now. I gotta find meters to do that now. Oh shit, that's gonna be fun. Holy shit, thank you guys so much. Headpads, thank you. I love the headpads. Headpads are great. Ow. Ray, what the hell did you go?
Oop. No, don't mind what I'm doing over here. Don't mind it.
Damn it.
Don't worry about it.
What is that?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
He's
Don't worry
reached
about
a
it.
new stage of power
away from
even
me.
further beyond what he already knows.
You just further
I-
beyond. Further beyond. Now with everything, well, now that we've reached 500, I challenge you guys. I want to see if I could get to 1,000 before the end of the year. That's the new goal, everybody. We're reaching for 1,000. We're going beyond. Plus ultra this shit. We're going to 1,000. Ow. Ow. Can you just not? Ow. 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 Ow.
Nope.
Oh, thank you.
Yep, this is, okay, I
Thank
got
you.
you a little something to celebrate. It's something you
Yay!
need you to shop.
What is it? Ow.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
My name is not Zelda Link. Hi, Debbie.
It'll put it.
Put it away for now. Let's get back to the list.
Yeah,
Thank you guys so much. 500. Thank you guys
Oh,
so much. Honestly. Thank you guys.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say thank you, honestly. I really wouldn't have any of this for you. From a guy who never thought he'd get to 3 freaking followers, get to 500, I honestly thank each and every one of you for just watching my ass, honestly. Ow. Thank you,
Okay.
guys. I got the shit, 500. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man, that's a huge number.
It is. Thanks. But with that, we should continue. Because we got the next one
Yep.
I have been wanting to shit on.
Oh,
We're going to
God,
fucking
Sony.
PlayStation. And I'm
Oh, I
saying
have-
this, they go at the literal bottom of F. No, wait. They go above Ubisoft at least. Above
yeah,
Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do a separate tier rating just for the bottom.
They're gonna have to do a separate tier rating of worst to the worst.
Yeah, so, I will say the reason I would give them sub F tier if it were possible is
Thank you. Getting 500
Yeah,
followers is a fetish of mine. I need to make that a sound bit now. Gotta love you guys. You guys are the best. But with PlayStation, I do have to say something. On one hand, the console is decent. It's a decent console. But as of recently, they have been kind of money grubbing. They've been money grubbing, and also the fact of when it comes to their competitor service, like Xbox, like the PlayStation Now service, it's awful. It's so bad. Like PlayStation, like was it Forspoken released this year?
Oh god,
Forspoken
that was
alone dropped them an entire point just because they decided to release that shit.
yeah, Forspoken was so bad they actually canned an entire studio,
It canned
which
an
is
entire studio. That's how bad it was. And let's be honest, I'm tired of PlayStation exclusives. They're all the same. third-person
Yep,
action-based adventure games with some having stealth elements. They're all third
Or-
person. They're all like over the shoulder,
Mhm.
and they're all melee boast or shooting boast. But they're all third person games. Let's be honest. There is
Yep.
no variety. The only variety thing they have is Gran Turismo. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't released anything else.
Thank God. And don't even get me started on
So
what
God
their
of War, God
like
of
some
War,
of the
right. No, I will say this. You got it. Like, it's not that they're bad.
well,
I'm just tired of the same things.
yeah, which I love God of War as a series. Like those are genuinely good games,
They're
but
pretty
let's
good.
let's be completely real. Those are the exception and not the norm.
I'm just saying, if you go from like Uncharted to God of War to Ghost of Tsushima to Horizon Forbidden West, what is something they all have in common? And everything they have in common kind of just transfers over.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the days when they made Killzone. I miss the days when they made like more than just third-person action games. You know,
Yeah, and what really burns my
Spider-Man
brisket
is still a
about their
good game, but it's still third-person. That's the problem.
Yep. And what really burns my brisket? And they have been burning a lot of their dev money in NFT Web 3 games. God, to me that alone drops them about 3 tiers. by
The
itself.
rumor is they're doing Red Dead Redemption 3 remake. That would be cool, but it's still a rumor. And honestly, with all how they were trying to do business, it really, honestly, I think the only reason, I'm gonna be honest here. Let's be honest here. The only reason the only reason my Xbox bought Bethesda or have been making these purchases is because Sony did this. Sony pushed them into it. So for those who don't know,
Yep.
Sony would go to these companies and say, hey, if you don't port this to Xbox, we'll give you a big chunk of change. They did that. So when Microsoft got wind of what they were doing, they were like, okay, they're trying to bring Starfield as an exclusive to PlayStation. We can't have this. So now they've decided just to buy the company so they don't have to worry about it anymore. Sony dug their own grave in this one.
Yep, though I'm not blaming Sony specifically for that. I'm actually going to blame Epic Games for that
I will
particular
also,
trend.
yeah, like Epic Games, like normalized, like Epic Games is the first one who did it. Let's be honest. But PlayStation decided to run with it. They didn't just block one game. They blocked so many.
Oh yeah, they basically took the banner from Epic, raised it higher, and made it bigger.
Exactly. We also gonna mention The Last of Us Part 2 and how that game totally didn't cheat a game award of it. Yeah, they did. They 100% they did. That 100% yes.
I'm gonna say that particular discussion though for Naughty Dog because
Yeah, we're getting to that one. Trust me. That's after this. We're going into that. Trust me. We are going into that. But with PlayStation, as they are right now, they're super money grubbing. They don't really release anything variety-wise, and everything they do release is the same third-person action of the shoulder games. It's boring.
Yep.
It's the
With
same
the
stuff.
exception, and the stuff that they have that is or somewhat original, they have tied to crypto and NFTs, which is just absolutely dumb. Because I don't know if you saw the trailers for Symbiogenesis.
I did not.
Put it like this: it looked like junk, literally copy pasted and maybe stylized a little bit from a game called
That's the
Chrono
Last of
Trigger.
Us Best Shooting Game Award, while Doom was in the running for. Yeah, honestly, Doom should have won the award in my opinion. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm gonna save my thoughts on The Last of Us for
And let's
specifically
also
Naughty
be
Dog.
honest here. I feel like PlayStation gets a lot more. I know it's weird, but I feel like PlayStation gets a lot better press than Microsoft does.
Well,
Like the things PlayStation will do, they'll be able to get away with, but with Xbox does something similar to it, they get kind of scandalized with it.
yeah, that's got a lot to do with just your friends in the press, so to speak.
I do
And
say that,
Microsoft
yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, Microsoft just doesn't have as many since Bill Gates stepped down as CEO.
Yeah. Sony's like double standard. It's okay if we do exclusives, but if Microsoft decides to buy companies to make their games exclusive, we can't have that.
Yep, and this whole timed exclusive thing, like
Double
they are
timed.
games I will wait the time limit for just to get it on a console
Like,
or
honestly,
a platform I like.
I'm gonna be honest with the whole Spider-Man series. I bought it when I had a PlayStation, but now that I have a PC, I will not buy the next Spider-Man until it's on my PC. I will not buy it.
Oh,
Let's be honest, the
co-
media likes... Yeah, a little bit too much, yeah. Also,
yeah, you
one
ain't
other
wrong,
thing,
Coast.
one thing I also hate, they lock characters they don't even really own. Like, what Sony owns the likeness to Spider-Man right now. They do. But because
Yep.
they own it, that means they lock Spider-Man and all these other characters as exclusives to their console. Which
Yep.
means no one who wants to play it on Xbox, like say someone wants to play Spider-Man on Xbox, can do it.
Yeah, or PC unless they allow it.
Or on PC unless they allow it. But the thing is, I think they finally saw how much money they can make with the PC market, so they're like, yep, we'll at least do that.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I gotta admit, one of the things that really it made me mad is when they decided to put Final Fantasy 16 as a PlayStation exclusive.
They did do that,
God,
and I was so mad.
Yeah, granted, it's time.
You know what's
but
even
it's
worse?
like,
You know what's even worse? When they had first announced it, it was supposed to go to Xbox and PC same time. Then Sony did the thing where they bought it out. They bought the
they
timed
pilfered
exclusive. They did the timed exclusive thing, which
Oh, yeah,
pisses me
and-
off.
oh yeah,
Like, I will
Wait, it
not,
doesn't-
as much as I really want Final Fantasy 16, I will not get it until it comes out on PC.
oh wait, it doesn't. Oh yeah, Sony does own Square Enix.
They don't. They own a part of
Well-
a share. That's it. They own a share of it. They don't actually own it. Because if they did own it, every freaking Final Fantasy game would be exclusive to, PlayStation,
oh,
even the 14.
okay. Okay, as I just fact checked myself. They like a lot of these projects that Square Enix is putting exclusive on PlayStation are being heavily funded by Sony.
You see, that's what they do. They
So-
fund the games so they can make it exclusive. That's how they do it.
So yeah, and personally, I'm tired of that practice.
The same with
Just from a co-
Deathloop, too. Yeah, Deathloop. It was exclusive to PlayStation. Oh, God. Fuck the turned exclusive shit.
Yeah, and I blame Epic for getting that started.
I blame them
But,
for getting it started. Well, I blame PlayStation a lot more because they normalized it for them.
They standardized it.
They
Yeah,
standardized it. And when they standardized it, Microsoft was like, I can do better, and just bought the companies. The reason
like,
it seems
okay.
like it's an acquisition war right now is because of Sony.
Yep, they couldn't take the L, so now they're getting forced the L.
They are literally forced the out. And honestly, I think this is a good thing. Sony needed to be knocked down a peg. With PlayStation now as it is,
Yep.
with Destiny as
Yep.
it is, considering that's a Bungie topic, but let's be honest, they're still owned by Sony now. Bungie
which
and
I-
Destiny as it is right now is awful.
Yep, and as I recall, the same thing happened under Activision Blizzard.
Also, Naughty Dog and how they ruined their franchise and how they're more interested in making movies than they are games. You know,
Oh.
the last E3 they showed a freaking what is it? The Gran Turismo movie. They showed a movie at a gameplay at a game convention. That's my honest. Right? Come on, let's get out of here. We don't want to deal with Sony as bullshit. Come on, fuck this place. Fuck you, Sony. Go, son of a bitch.
They're just a
Fuck you, Sony, you son of a bitch.
you're like
But
okay.
as it is right now, I don't feel like Sony deserves really much of anything. Especially since
nope.
we do have to bring it up, since we brought it up with Xbox, the community for PlayStation.
Oh my god, their
Dumb up-
community is just
Okay. I don't want to say I don't want to be mean about this, but I have to say it. Some of the PlayStation community, the most zealous, the ones who are like, yeah, PlayStation all the time, Xbox sucks, all that shit. Those
Yeah, it's
people
like
are some of the most delusional motherfuckers I have ever seen.
yep. They when it gets to that debate like where a title should go, like oh, it should go to PlayStation. It's clearly a superior platform.
Oh god.
And it's like the holier than thou Puritan level crap, and it's just like
It's like they believe that the PlayStation console is just superior to everything. Like, what is it? one of the latest things was like they lost their minds about Final Fantasy 14 going to Xbox. They called the
Oh.
freaking Square Enix traitors.
Like, yeah, when I saw that, it's just like I instantly started laughing. It's like,
What are you
okay,
talking
you got
about?
like the Square Enix is going where they know they can get money, and a lot of people that play Final Fantasy 14 on PlayStation are only doing it on PlayStation because they might not be able to afford a good gaming PC, but they might have an Xbox.
Exactly, but let's be honest this way. They made their money on PlayStation. It's already been on PlayStation. Bring it to Xbox. Open up the player base. Bring more Warriors of Light in.
Yep,
and let's be honest.
it's a smart move.
They also lose their minds about those games coming to PC. Like every single time a game is announced to go to PC, they're like, "No, don't do it. Why are you bringing it to PC? We did things better on PlayStation." I'm like, are you kidding me? Ratchet and Clank on PC, Spider-Man on PC, God of War, all these other great titles on PC. It's great. Everyone gets to play it. Sony makes a big chunk of change, and then they get to spit on the next game to make. You know?
Yep. It confused Coast brings up a good point too, saying our Baldur's Gate 3 were brag about it being on a PS5 exclusive, even though it's also on Steam, so by default that means it is not an exclusive.
I know. But that's the thing. They moved the goalpost too. It used to be PC will never get any of these games. PC will have to wait a while to get these games to where it's releasing on the same time now. Like a few of them release at the same day. And they're like, well, it's exclusive to PlayStation, so Xbox doesn't get it. Just the actual zeal of these people believing that PlayStation is better than every other competition. And like, how do you believe this? Let's be honest. As it is right now, I could get games cheaper on Game Pass than I could with anything on PlayStation. I get more variety of games, and then PlayStation as it is.
Oh yeah, the Xbox Game Pass offering is it is so far ahead of the PlayStation Plus offering.
Exactly. I can play it through xCloud too. Like, I don't have to have an Xbox to play my Xbox games.
Yep, except for certain titles, most of them can be played on PC.
Exactly. Being told to buy a PC if I want to play Halo from these PS fans so it's like, well, let's be honest. The fact Sony is also realized the money of PlayStation gaming, PC, and everything like that, is kind of put it in my mind that if you want to get a gaming thing, if you just don't have the money, get a console. But if you just want to save up, get a PC. You get everything. You get the Steam sales, you get the freaking PlayStation games that will eventually come over if you just wait long enough. And honestly, that's the best move. Because sometimes you'll either get a Last of Us Part 2 or God of War. And it's better to know which one is which to get.
Yep, I'll be back here in just a second. My dog is wanting to go out pretty bad.
Okay, I'll just keep going on until then. I'll tell you what we got. One other thing I want to mention, just by myself here, is when you wait for these games to come out on PC, you still understand, like, hey, this game was better, this game was bad. But at the same time, when they come out on PC, they usually come out with all their DLCs intact. Like, you get the best version of the game on PC as soon as they come out to PC. That's why I feel like PC is a little bit better than the consoles right now. But if you just have to get one, I'd say probably get either a PlayStation or an Xbox. One of the two works, either one. But if you really just want to save the money, it's probably just better to save the money to get a PC. But as it is right now, PlayStation as a company, they are just so laxed. And with all the stuff they pulled during the whole court case with Microsoft and everything like that, I just feel like Sony is acting like the top dog, considering they are top dog. Let's be honest, they are the top console right now. They are winning. They are the top console. Oh, but because they are the top console, they've become lazy. There's no variety in their exclusives they make. There's no variety in the games they really make. It's all third-person, action-based adventure games. That's it. The only other game they have is Gran Turismo. Other than that, all their exclusives are the same. And that's what's kind of messing with me, is that there's no variety in it. Like, I miss the days of Killzone. Killzone 3 was one of my favorite FPS games, if not the favorite. I'd rank it in my top 5. Like, they had a lot of games that were just so good, but just, they've grown complacent, they've grown lazy, and I feel like Microsoft finally coming up with the world, kicking them in the teeth is exactly what they need. As of right now, nothing interests me, and I'd rather just wait for PC to get these games and give Sony a real cent, honestly. So with that, I'd say I'd put it firmly in F tier. And when Ray gets back, I'll see if he agrees or not. And to be fair, they were concerned about doing DLC exclusives with COD to worry about Killzone. Yeah, that's the thing. You know what? That's a good point. Coast, you make a fantastic point. Thank you. They went out and decided to buy the marketing rights for Call of Duty for a while. Oh yeah, Ray, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I'm about to go again in a minute to let my dog back in, but we'll deal with that then.
Yeah. So we were talking about how PlayStation actually bought the marketing rights to do Call of Duty for a while, and how that made them lazy, because why need to make a Killzone again if you have Call of Duty rights?
Yeah, that's the entire reason there was like that one game specifically was the crux of their entire lawsuit.
Hello, cutie.
It was like,
did I just say that?
What?
KJ just said hello, handsome. I was like, hello, cutie. And then, yeah, that just happened. Yeah. Can't really put anything too negative because I own a PS5 and I'm not and don't care about the community. Let's be honest. The community is probably more toxic than... I'd say they're more toxic than the Xbox crowd right now.
Thank you, KJN.
Oh, you have to hit me right in the heart, man. Damn. Oh.
So, well, in complete fairness to, we're not talking about PlayStation hardware. We're talking about PlayStation software.
No, hardware-wise, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Like hardware-wise, they are good.
Yeah, my only real issue with PlayStation's hardware is and it's not exclusive to PlayStation. It's kind of an industry-wide thing. Is listening into voice comms recording purposes. Well, like that is, I am very concerned about that from a privacy point of view.
Yeah, that's my one. Like, I do not like that. But one thing I hate about PlayStation more than anything else, they seem to have an active hatred for backwards compatibility.
So,
they will not add backwards compatibility unless it kills them.
I think the last console that I had from Sony that had true backwards compatibility was the PlayStation 3.
That's it. Like, PlayStation 4 didn't have it. The only way they did have it was PlayStation Now, which you had to buy it from.
Yep, and even the PS3, it was only backwards compatible to PS2. It could not do PS1.
Ow. Hey, Toast.
Whoa.
Toast is angry.
I can feel the wind off of that. Holy crap.
Toast, no!
Why are you throwing Sprigatito? Don't throw Sprigatito!
Throw Sprigatito! They're throwing out your nuts! It's all painful! Is that a lemon? That is a lemon.
Hold on. Let me go check in this pile over here. I think you got one. Yep, it's a lemon.
Oh,
Why is it bigger than normal? Why is it bigger than normal?
I do everything bigger in size, hot takes.
What are you feeding the? Well, hey, how are you getting this abnormally large fruit?
Genetic manipulation. Manipulation.
Why is this one showing teeth?
Wait, what?
I think it's a Venus flytrap in the form of a lemon. I'm actually kind of worried.
We'll deal with that later. Come back. We gotta talk about PlayStation again. Right?
I had to kick a fruit in the face.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Now, if you want to play the original God of War... Yeah, that's the thing. If you want to play the original God of War on PS5, which would be interesting... Yeah, that's the thing. They don't add any backwards compatibility. Xbox. Let's compare it. PlayStation to Xbox backwards compatibility. I can go back and play Xbox games. Original Xbox games. I can't do that with a PlayStation. I can't go back and play original PlayStation 1 games, 2 games, 3, or anything else for that matter. I could not go back and play Killzone if I wanted to. And I really want to. That's one of my favorite FPSs, and I'm sad there isn't even a PC port of it. So and just as it is right now, I am sick and tired of PlayStation and its antics of not doing backwards compatibility. PlayStation Now being awful as a service is not good at all. It's just not good. Xbox Disc, Modern Warfare, Series X could be able to. Yeah. I can put my. Yeah, you could put your Xbox Morrowind disc into a Series X and it'll play.
Yeah, one of the things I really wish, and this is related to the compatibility, the reason PlayStation needs it is there are certain games that are exclusive that are not being re-released that are still great games.
Yeah.
Like Dynasty Warriors Gundam.
God, I want to play that. That was such a good game.
Yeah, I had the original Japanese release of that game because of my PlayStation 3.
It's such a good game. The only way you can the only way to play those games now is just to emulate them.
Or have original PS3 hardware.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only way to play them. And I'm like, gosh, they were such good games though.
God.
Oh yeah, they announced a new PlayStation handheld, which is literally them like doing a cloud service.
Oh, I saw. Have you seen a picture of that sign?
I did. I saw the video when they announced it. I know it looks
like that. That thing looks like someone took an iPhone, put it in it, or like the Xphone PlayStation version, put the PS5 handles on it, and called it a console.
Cut in half. PS5 controller cut in half, and the tablet in the middle. I know it's like a rip-off Switch. It's a really bad Switch rip-off.
Yeah, it really makes me want to just walk up to him and ask,
"How would you like a punch in the face?"
I would punch him in the face for that. But I'm gonna say this. As it is right now, Sony is very much lacking. They know they're top dog and they're sitting on their laurels, if that makes sense. I'm waiting for them to finally get kicked in the nuts, and I feel like they just got kicked in the nuts hard.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of another company that's on this list.
Which one?
Activision Blizzard.
Oh god, we're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
But I still say PlayStation goes and stays in F tier. Above Ubisoft, but F tier nonetheless.
Yeah, the only reason they rank above Ubisoft is at least they do have pretty good hardware.
Okay, I will agree with that. PlayStation gonna play. Hopefully, the next company is at least the bet of. Honestly, yeah. But honestly, one thing to say about this is all the PlayStation fanboys are like, "You need to buy another company. Xbox has Activision. You need to buy something." Sony doesn't have the money. Yeah, let's put it this way. I want to go over this. So the PlayStation, like the hardcore PlayStation fans, were all like, "You need to buy a company to compete with Microsoft." When the entire time when they were the Xbox Activision court case was going through was, Xbox can't buy these companies. It's just anti-consumer. But if PlayStation does it, it's just it's just the right thing to do.
It's just corporate consumerism.
Yeah. But no, let's be honest. When it comes to PlayStation, I feel like they do deserve the F tier as of right now. They are not good.
Yeah, I would definitely not rate them above. Like, the most I might give them on a good day, if I'm feeling really charitable, would be D. But no, they solid F.
They deserve the F as of right now. They have done some really crummy shit as of recent, and in my opinion, they deserve F. PlayStation was the reason I switched to PC.
Yep.
The last console I actually owned was a PlayStation 4, and I loved that console. That console was good, but
Yeah, I never told you what happened to my PS4, did I?
No, you did not actually. What happened?
It got stolen by the TSA.
What?
Wait, what? They yanked it out of my bag when I was going to see a friend in Missouri.
Wow.
Yep, and when I called them and asked them, like, "Hey, this was in my bag and it wasn't when I arrived," they didn't have any idea what I was talking about, predictably.
Oh, wow.
And my carrier for my flight didn't have any clue either.
It's a TSA-L if that's anything else. That's a TSL-L right there.
Yeah, that's why just an actual PSA for the TSA. If you care about it, do not put it in your checked luggage. Carry it on board with you so you got eyes on it.
Mm-hmm. That's a good advice. But no,
Yeah, they.
That's shit. Let's be honest. That's real shit. But with that, I'd
Yeah.
say we go over to the next company because we talked about PlayStation
Uh,
long enough. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, Naughty Dog,
No,
or is that?
Bethesda.
Or, oh, Bethesda.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well-
I kind of want to give him a.
Mm.
Let's be honest.
Um,
I'd say we kind of have to wait till Starfield comes out, but until then, I give him a B tier. At bottom of B tier.
yeah, I would say it's probably a pretty fair rating because a
wait.
lot of what.
B tier. Yeah. I don't know, cause how to put it? They recently announced that they're gonna make all the the DLCs until the next one for
Well-
ESO free, basically. Which is
as a more think on it, maybe B tier is being a little charitable for Bethesda because let's be real. The majority of what has been keeping our Bethesda in business has been their classic games in the modding community.
fair. Like Fallout
Yeah,
4
because-
was good. Fallout 76
Yeah.
flopped. The ESO wasn't great in the beginning, but as it went on, it's decent now.
Yeah, I would say ESO is probably in the running for the top 3 MMOs at the moment.
I'd say at least
so-
top 5. Top 5 at least.
Yeah, I would say top 3 is just based on what I know personally, but I digress.
I'd say they're behind World of Warcraft.
I would say, well, I'll say part of that for the Activision Blizzard discussion.
Yeah, we'll
but,
go over that too.
Yeah, but or out of new titles, the only one I really
You hate this
am
company?
like.
Corporio hates this
Mm.
company apparently. I know, fully. Like,
Um,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Bethesda that much. I like their games a lot. Their games are top tier.
Mm.
Oblivion was good. Skyrim was good. Fallout 4 was great. Fallout 3 was great. You know, the games they make are good. I'm gonna give them that. They make good games. They just take forever to make these fucking games.
Oh yeah, they take forever, and then modding, like that is
Oh,
what's
God.
keeping the older titles going.
That is
And
it.
the full disclosure to bring, or I think it was Skyrim, up to a modern standard that looked really good and was like on par with most modern games.
Yeah.
Silvervale actually said on stream, and I quote, she has an entire hard drive dedicated to Skyrim mods.
It is. It takes so much space though. But
Oh,
let's,
yeah,
let's,
and-
let's the
okay,
way I could, yeah, you go on first. You go first. I'll see mine after.
Yeah, just to quantify how many mods she has and about how much space in terms of a hard drive it takes up.
Mhm.
There are 1,900 mods on her mod list.
Oh, shit,
that she
fuck
uses.
shit.
I have the list. I can give it to you if you want.
I just that'd take up my entire hard drive. I can't do it. I literally will not do it.
Oh yeah, she has an entire hard drive dedicated to these mods.
Games, but they also-
like no cap.
Yeah, that is one problem. They have the attitude of it just works.
Oh yeah,
They-
and one of the things that does not work about those games is the resolution. You have to go in and manually edit the INI file to use
Oh,
anything above
God.
1080.
You know what I would describe freaking Bethesda's games as? 3D?
Pain?
No, 3D RPG makers. They are 3D RPG
Nope.
makers. It's literally a game designed to have people modded to make new games in it.
I would have to agree.
That's exactly what my thought is.
Yes, I think K-Chan's got a little experience modding as well for specifically New Vegas. And yeah, it's not an uncommon joke to not ask like, okay, did it crash the stream? Like, no, the question is how many times has it crashed?
Yeah. I'd say one good thing about it is Microsoft apparently isn't having that shit because apparently Bethesda themselves wanted to release the game last year. But apparently Microsoft was like, no, this still needs time to cook. You work on it one more year. That's one good thing
Yeah.
about them being bought by Microsoft. But let's
Yeah,
be
so-
honest, Bethesda also has, they have a lot more games. They had, what was it? They had like Fallout and all that stuff. They have really good games. They make, every single time they release a game, it's a banger. Let's be honest. When it's one of their main title games, it's a banger every time. Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, you know, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Every time they release a game, it's a banger.
Yep, and that was the main reason that Microsoft wanted them was because Starfield was actually about to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, that's why
So-
they bought them. They're like, no, we are not missing out on Starfield. That's not missing Xbox. Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Sony? Basically, they
Yeah, but-
just bought it out.
And it looks like they got some classic IP too, like Quake.
Actually, there's actually, since Microsoft bought Bethesda, there's some new rumors that they're giving some of the IPs, or like, not giving the IPs, but what they're doing is they're giving it to smaller companies to remake some of the old ones. So there's actually rumors that they're remaking Oblivion in the Unreal 5 engine.
Which would be pretty freaking sick, I think.
I want that. You know how much, I'm gonna be honest, I prefer Oblivion's story over Skyrim's. Oblivion was just a better story in my opinion.
Which I'm not as up on the stories as I should be since I'm relatively new getting into the Elder Scrolls series. But
Let's put
it
this
doesn't
way.
take.
It
doesn't-
I want to put this way because I'm a big Elder Scrolls nerd. I have all the Elder Scrolls games, and I mean all of them. I have Daggerfall, I have Arena, I have Oblivion, I have Morrowind, I have Skyrim, and I have ESO. I have all of the Elder Scrolls games, and I have played all of them.
It doesn't take a long time for you to understand that this is a storied IP we're talking about.
It is.
But some of the other games of the Bethesda that I am more familiar with that they have is the Doom series.
They do, but we are going to go into that with ID.
So I think Classic ID and Bethesda ID are probably two different
But
companies.
we're gonna go in with that as well, considering they're still under Bethesda. But they're still on the list, so I kind of want to go to them separately.
But it's still worth mentioning simply for the fact that
Although-
Bethesda does have a lot of iconic IP now.
They do, but we also have to go over what Bethesda did. They are not the squeaky clean company. Let's go over the bad shit.
Well,
They started microtransactions. The bad kind of microtransactions.
Actually, I think EA started that one,
No,
but
no,
I'll
no.
hear your argument.
Do you remember the iconic horse armor?
Oh yeah, that was
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
it's like the
No,
test bed.
It's not the test bed. It was the prime. Because EA didn't know about that you could charge this. So Bethesda, what they did was they charged people for horse armor in Oblivion. So in Oblivion, you could get horse armor. So they basically said, if you want the horse armor, you have to buy it. And it's a cosmetic. It's basically the first Fortnite purchase of a skin, basically. And EA saw that, I was like, wait, we can do that? And they ran with it. That's what makes it different. Bethesda started it, EA made it worse.
Yeah, I would say probably what happened there.
Oh,
this
EA is
kind
gonna be
of-
so fun to do.
Oh yeah, EA. I would dare say they are like at the bottom. It's gonna be a close race between them and Activision, who I rate the
Yeah,
lowest.
it's gonna be a very close race.
Yeah, though Epic is they've kind of tapered off on that race, thankfully. But
They did.
yeah,
But I would
But-
say, as Bethesda goes, they make good games. When they miss, they very much miss. It's kind of like the whole Capcom situation.
Mhm.
When they hit something, they hit it out of the park, and they become some of the
Yeah.
best games ever made. But when they miss
Mm-hmm.
hardcore.
oh yeah, they definitely do.
But let's be honest.
So-
Every game they've made has been a game of the year.
Yeah, I
Oblivion was game of
think-
the year. Morrowind was game of the year. Freaking Fallout 4 was game of the year. Fallout 3 was game of the year. Fallout New Vegas was actually game of the year, if I remember correctly. Fallout 76 wasn't. ESO was not either. But
Redfall is not doing so hot, however.
Redfall, let's go over Redfall. Redfall was way too early released. That should have been another year at best.
Yeah, thankfully I have not played it because that
I
would
haven't
require me
played
to
it either.
purchase it.
I do not want to purchase it either.
So, but I do think Steam reviews would probably be a pretty good barometer on how well this is
Yeah.
actually doing.
It's not doing well.
Stupid age gate. Let me get past that here.
So how did the reviews go for it? I heard it was bad. I didn't know how bad though. Yeah, Microsoft should put down with a little more on the red. one thing I have to say about Microsoft, they give their companies a surprising level of freedom. Honestly, they do. Ratings are
Wow.
But they
Either
aren't on
it's-
this list. Damn, we should make Square Enix on this list too. Oh shit.
Okay, it was caching a wrong date. That was very strange for Steam. But okay, so all our recent reviews, which there are 14 of them, were from May 1st,
Mhm.
mostly negative. All reviews clocking it at 1,765, mostly negative.
Oh, gross. So, to put it
But-
very simply, Bethesda with Redfall very much flopped. I'll say something else,
yeah.
Microsoft, but I'll save it for when we go over Activision. Trust me, we're going over Activision really soon.
Oh yeah, I got a long history with particularly with Blizzard, not so much Activision, but yeah.
But I say with my Bethesda, they do deserve their spot. They do deserve their ranking. They're not the best, but when they hit out of the park, and I mean out of the freaking park.
Yeah, they have timeless classics. They have a hard time with new IP.
They do, and they also have a really hard time of re-releasing their classics. Like honestly, they should have been remaking it. That's why I'm happy Microsoft is giving smaller companies the chance to remake their stuff.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it gives the new companies a chance to make their name, and second of all, we get remakes of really good games.
Mm-hmm. Even though Activision Blizzard has a tough time doing that, but we'll see that for them.
Exactly. We'll save that for them, but for right now, I'd say Bethesda does deserve the bottom of B right now. What do you say, Ray?
I can't disagree really at the moment. It's like I said, they got storied IP, but they have management problems.
Yep, I
So-
fully agree. Let's go with Naughty Dog now, and I say firmly between, below PlayStation as of right now. The utter contentment they have for their own fan base is enough for me to put them below PlayStation. I hate this company with a vivid passion.
Let me
I
consume
would
the
say
souls.
Naughty Dog is easily.
Please let me consume the souls. I need the souls to sustain my existence.
You know, brother, for me being an imp, I'm not the one wanting to consume everyone's souls.
And I wouldn't want to poison whoever's consuming these souls with the sheer destitution that would come along with it. So
Don't poison my brother. That's my job. Nah,
But,
that's the dog, not
yeah.
me. Wow.
But yeah, I would
Blame it on
say
the dog.
Naughty Dog's biggest two problems in my opinion, just completely destroyed the company in two moves is one, Anita Sarkeesian.
No, that's not what destroyed it. The director did.
No. But hear me out.
I'll
Who got into Neil Cuckman's head and got him to rethink the vision that was the masterpiece, The Last of Us,
What the
and
hell?
completely destroy it by ruining everything fans loved
Welcome
about
back, Creeper. Oh, god damn, oh, whoa. But let's go into the actual, let's be honest here. Naughty Dog as a company has been of recent hating their community. When Last of Us 2 came out, they criticized the community for not liking it.
Oh god.
It's fine.
Yeah. Where do I even start with Last of Us Part 2? How badly
God.
it literally, well, probably, but it literally them so bad
It
with
did.
how they
No,
handled that.
It did. That fucked them up beyond repair. I will not buy another Naughty Dog game on principle because they not only rushed the developers, but then after that, they criticized the community for not liking the game. The director himself came out and was like, I don't like the people that didn't like the game. You know, they came out and it had such venom towards their own community, their fan base.
We just didn't
Oh,
understand
God.
his vision. Like
Oh,
when I
didn't
heard that
understand
argument, I
my
was like,
ass. This is the problem I have. Companies nowadays and directors thinking they're above everybody else. Oh, you just couldn't understand my work.
Yep.
No, you're just shit at what you do. You got on that thing because of fucking all. And the one product you had to do to impress everybody fucking fell through because you're bad at what you do.
you gotta redeem side.
We both have to do it, by the way.
Well, who should go first?
You know, you go first. I'll let the best go first.
I don't know if I'm the best, but
Yeah, I'll try.
Ara.
Nice. Ada. Do it in the sun. Ada,
how am I
Ada,
go-
son of a bitch. Get my 12 gauge.
Wait.
Sparkling, stop getting enjoyment of that.
Yeah, oh, you want to ara in Southern? I'll get ara by 12 gauge.
Mel Millie. I am not a male Millie. Ada, Ada. But let's be honest, when it comes
Yeah.
to Naughty Dog, they fucked their consumers over. They fucked their consumers over, and when the consumers didn't like the game they made, they decided to say, oh, the consumers just don't understand our vision.
Yeah, they went on to explain it and all that. And the thing I think that really,
Ray, can I
really-
point it to me very simply right here? Sorry to cut you off, but I really need to say this one thing. A good story, you don't need to explain. Everyone understands it.
oh yeah, and that's part of what really just pissed the community off, is because it was a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had all this advertisement, all these were short videos that were Joel, the most beloved character from the first one, or next to
Ellie.
or Ellie. Yeah, Ellie. Just want to make sure I remember the name right. And everyone loved Joel. And after How the Last of Us Part 1 ended, everyone fully expected that he would have to pay the piper in the second one. No one had a misunderstanding about that. But
Mm-hmm.
how he died,
It was
and then
awful.
what it was quite literally out of character, completely ruined what he
It's
did.
so stupid because Joel would never. Let's be honest. Joel from the first one to the second one, it's astonishing because thank you Imperial for putting me in the maid outfit.
uh,
Oh no, the internet's going down. Oh no.
Your internet died, like hardcore just then.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Am I back? Hello. Okay, I'm good. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think.
But no,
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Let me check. I need to make sure. Okay, cool. But no, let's be honest here. How Joel died was completely dumb. How he died was the
Oh,
stupidest
yeah.
thing ever. Because he just trusted people randomly, told them his name, then he got jumped.
Yeah, which is a complete opposite of his original character. And every lesson he taught Ellie in Last of Us Part 1
Mm-hmm.
is like, don't trust people unless they earn it. Never assume that people are going to be nice to you because you're just a person. Like, they are
Mhm.
looking out for themselves.
Yeah,
Why would he teach Ellie those lessons and turn around and just throw it all out the window like it never happened?
that's the thing. That's the
And-
stupidest thing.
Yeah, it's out of character for him. Everyone knew it. And where he died, like the cutscenes, right, they showed him in the trailers as one thing where he's there, kind of having one last hurrah with Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
And then that cutscene where that happened after he got killed was some random Joe Schmo we never met before.
Exactly. It's so dumb. I hate it so much. They blatant switched us, had a really horrible story, and then we play as the person that killed Joel, one of our favorite characters.
Yep.
That's what makes it
And that
worse.
was-
You were made to try and feel for the character, but the character they made just wasn't good.
Oh,
Let's be
yeah,
honest, Abby
like,
was not a good character.
Oh, I have so many thoughts on that character, and this actually almost got me canceled on YouTube when I did my video about it.
Mm-hmm.
The character quite literally was like, it was obvious originally meant to be a male character by design.
I don't
Like,
care
the
what it was
profile-
meant to be. I
Well, no,
care
no,
what it is.
there's a reason I'm bringing this up.
Uh-huh.
It's how aggressive the character was, how mean the character was. Like, it was clearly meant to be a character in its initial inception that had a personal problem with Joel.
Mm-hmm.
They changed that.
Yep.
So if they would have kept it in that vessel, it would have been a completely different story delivery. It probably would have had the intended impact the right way.
Yeah, fuck right. Yeah, let's
So-
be honest. Abby was not a good character. Naughty Dog's
No.
response to their, how they work their workers, how they responded to the community after the backlash, and how they haven't produced a game since kind of shows me. Oh, wait.
Well,
You know what they were supposed to produce a while back? They still haven't done? The multiplayer for Last of Us 2. That should have released a while ago. They have still not done it.
Nope. And they have been too busy worrying about making damn movies.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I kind of want to put them lower than Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft deleting your account is awful, but at least they're doing stuff. They're making new games.
Yeah.
I can't say Naughty Dog is doing anything.
Yep, and they're at least not telling their customers, like, hey, you're a dumbass for not liking or a deletion of accounts. They're just saying you could avoid it by doing this.
Exactly. They don't belittle their people. So, you know what? I'm going to say this. Naughty Dog goes at the bottom of F tier, and thank you for the outfit change. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bottom F tier for Naughty Dog. That's what my opinion is. What do you think?
Yeah, I would say if I could rate it below F tier, I definitely would. So they are right now... Like, they are neck and neck with Blizzard and EA for being at the bottom.
They are the worst right now, in my opinion. I'd say they're, in my opinion, I'd say they're just right above Activision, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I hate them that much.
And to throw more fuel on that fire, some of the fanboys for this Last of Us series, they said, they said, and I quote, "I wish there was a video game like this."
No. You don't understand. I have seen people watch the TV show and go like, I wish there was a video game of this.
And meanwhile, every person who's paying attention is like...
Chat. People watch the show and wish there was a video game of it. When they... Do we have to go into the remaster of The Last of Us for PC?
Oh, God.
How unoptimized it was, and how it's almost as bad as Cyberpunk's optimization. Cyberpunk's. On release.
Just for reference on how much I like The Last of Us is I bought a PlayStation 4 just to get the remaster. Yep, because I never played the original and I wanted to play it. Because I heard a lot of good things about it.
The TV show cause Last of Us. I know. I don't want to watch that because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get to the seasons when they get to Last of Us Part 2 and where Joel dies and everything like that, and I'm just gonna be like, no, I don't want to watch anymore.
But
it was $70. It was $70. $70 for a Cyberpunk edition of Last of Us for the PC. I hate that so much. They are at the bottom of F tier. No doubts about it right now.
And as I recall, they were bragging about sales records, but after the first week, sales of Last of Us Part 2 tanked so terribly that, like, I think it was an Australian store actually started refusing returns of the game.
They did. They had to start refusing returns because they were losing so much money because everyone hated the game.
Yep, and the used copies literally stayed on the shelf for the better part of 3 years.
Yeah, I remember being excited for Last of Us 2. I started to see what kind of kid of a poop pile it was. It was so bad. People were returning the game, and both of us in Japan. Yeah, Japan too. They also did it too. Like they also criticized the Japanese audience because they didn't like it either.
Oh yeah, and Japan they were not pulling punches. I was like, this is dog crap. We don't want this. Bad game.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel like PlayStation bought out Game of the Year that year.
Yeah, the game that is when I figured out the Game Awards were rigged.
I don't how to put it. They're rigged, but not all the time. Like if a game's just that good, they will give it the Game of the Year. Like what was with Elden Ring? Like God of War came out and I was expecting God of War to win it just because I feel like it'd be paid off again. But then Elden Ring is just that good that they win.
Well, that year, Last of Us Part 2 was up against Kiribota points out, like Doom Eternal, Hades, Animal Crossing, and
how did it win?
There is zero reason that Last of Us Part 2 could have won on its own. Someone was pulling the strings.
Oh god.
Kyoki_autism is now following.
Thank you for the follow, Kyokyo. Thank you so much. But no, back to what we were talking about. The fucking Naughty Dog is a company. Oh, I hate them so much. The director is awful. Yeah. When Naughty Dog lost their original director and Neil Druckmann got put in, whatever his name is, I don't care what his name is. He's awful. I hate him.
Yeah, I call him Neil Cuckman because he's a total cuck.
I don't care what he is. I care that he's a bad writer, and I care that he ruined a really good story with his stupid story. He wrote basically what is equivalent of fan fiction, and I'm starting to hate where writers are getting that from, because it seems like a lot of writers now have the talent of fanfic writers.
Like Star Trek.
Like everything. Like Star Wars, Star Trek, Game of Thrones at the very end of it.
Little off
Willow?
topic, but you... a little off topic, but you haven't seen that one clip that I sent you, have you?
No.
I would... If you do choose to sacrifice your sanity on the altar of an entertainment, I would recommend not doing it on this stream.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it calls me to flip off the camera in VR, put it that way.
Let's not.
Yeah.
We'll do that later. I'll do that off stream.
Yeah.
I don't know. But let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Naughty Dog is a company, fervent F tier. I will not talk anymore about it because I want to move on
Yep.
to the next company, because the next company will be more interesting than this, at least for right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
Because everyone knows
Yeah,
it. Let's go with Bungie. Where do we put Bungie on this? Because I'd say with Destiny as a franchise, I'd say C to D tier.
I would go with D tier, almost F tier.
D tier it is. I say D tier because it somewhat is fun.
Well, the game itself is really fun. I will not dispute that. The problem is how they are managing content in the game.
There has not.
and
Can I say one thing real quick, just to put this in perspective for everybody, just to simplify it down? There has not been a new PvE map for 3 years.
and they vault content.
Yeah, they vault content too. Don't you have to buy keys now to do dungeons?
I have seen that for some dungeons, and some are tied to a seasonal pass.
So they basically lock things away behind paywalls. Oh yeah, the monetization
basically.
in Destiny alone makes it D tier. Like honestly, if everything was like decently free and you just had to pay for one battle pass, I'd say it'd be good. I'd say it'd be decent at least. But with all the paywalls and all this other shit, it has to be D tier.
Yeah, I would say there is one thing that would probably save the battle passes if they replicated it, and it's one of the good things that Microsoft did with Halo Infinite, is the battle passes do not expire. You can
I
do them
love
at your leisure.
that. That is one of my favorite things. For 343 to do that in Microsoft, that is also one thing that also puts them in A tier. They made it to where I can go back and complete the battle passes I pay for.
Yeah, though personally, I will not pay for a damn battle pass because I'm tired of that business model.
I mean,
but
I am
that's-
too, but the fact that you can go back and complete them is a big boon for me, if that makes sense.
Yep, and that will be one of the things I talk at length about when we rate Activision Blizzard because of Overwatch 2. But
We're going over that,
or
but back to
back to
Bungie. The only game they have out right now, the only game they had out for like the last 10 years has been Destiny.
I'd say really the only game I know of since they split from 343 and basically relinquished Halo has been Destiny.
That's it. That's
Like,
all they've
even-
ever made.
And even when they were under Activision Blizzard, that's literally the only thing they had.
That's the only thing they had. They monetized it horribly. The story isn't good. It's not good. I'm gonna be honest. It's not good. Because did you know what happened with Lightfall?
I played through a lot of Lightfall, and I feel like the end of it, they they really kind of lost the story they wanted to tell, and they don't know what to do with it.
I don't know what happened with it. Something apparently changed direction because it went from being the light is fallen. This is basically the Halo Reach of, Destiny universe to an 80s action movie.
Well, yeah, I'll say I feel like they lost,
They lost
had
the
an
tone.
idea, but they lost the direction they wanted to go with it.
They lost the direction and we got a worse product because of it. Let's be honest. The direction they had originally was the lights fall and this is the worst event to happen to Destiny ever. This is the end game basically. Everything's about to end up here. Like this is the Infinity War.
Yep.
And you know what happens?
Which,
You go to a city that's been alive for like what, I don't know, thousands and thousands of years since the last great collapse, and realize, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, they're protecting a massive energy thing called the Veil, which you don't figure out until you do one of the fucking raids that were released after the DLC. They didn't tell you what you
Oh.
were chasing after until after the DLC.
oh, and they don't tell you that most of the denizens of that place are digitized until you
I
kind of
know.
figure it out.
Yeah. The story is awful. The story is just awful. The fact that at the beginning of the Destiny series you had to read the codex just to understand the story? Like, fuck you, Bungie. Where was the stories we had? Like with Halo, the stories were so good. Thank you, K-Chan. The stories were good. Halo Reach, Halo 3, Halo 1, Halo 2, those games were amazing. But you get to
Yep.
fucking Destiny and the story is fragmented. You know what they did recently? They changed their policy. You know what they did? They changed their motto.
Oh, I did not know about that
They
part. What did they change
changed
it to?
their fucking motto. Their motto went from "we make games we enjoy" to "we make community," or like "we make games for communities." Did you just spaz out right there?
Mm,
I mean, that's what I thought. Actually, I think I got it wrong. I'm gonna look up their thing. I think I got it wrong. I gotta
Yep,
look it up real
I-
quick. What was it? Bungie's like motto?
Uh,
Motto.
I swear
She's motto.
to the 12, if that is actually what they changed their motto to, I will uninstall immediately. 'Cause God.
Oh, wait, is it? I'm trying to figure out how they worded it, but basically they changed it to create the best games in the world and cultivate the vibrant communities around them, instead of "we make games we want to play."
Yep.
I know.
Bungie, I got one question for you.
How would you like a punch in the face?
Because fuck you, Bungie. I'm gonna be honest. I prefer 343 than Bungie. I'm gonna say it.
Uh,
If Bungie was running Halo right now, it'd be worse. Bungie fell off. I'm gonna say that.
yes, they.
My hot
they-
take for the stream is Bungie, if they had control of Halo, would be worse than 343 right now.
Oh, and to make that worse, according to some insiders in the raiding scene,
Mhm.
one of the top raiders actually lobbied to get one of the legendaries nerfed into the ground because he individually thought it was overpowered.
They listen to the competitive side more than they do anything else.
Oh yeah, and this was also a world first raid leader, by the way. That would quite literally tell his or teammates, if you do not show up for raid, you are going to be kicked from the team, no questions asked.
Give Halo to Respawn and give Respawn to the Japanese company, not Sony. Actually?
Well,
I'm
Sony is not a Japanese company anymore. Actually,
Honestly,
they are headquartered in San Francisco.
Zigan, I do agree with you. I feel like Respawn would make a great
Yeah.
Halo game. As it is, I think
yeah.
they're working on a Star Wars game, actually, like a Star Wars FPS game, which I can't wait for.
Well, there is one caveat to giving it to a Japanese game. Blue Protocol is the prime example.
You're right on that. You're right.
They're giving it to Amazon to publish.
Okay, how about this? We publish it via Microsoft, but we let Respawn work on it.
I would be okay with that because I
I'd be
don't think
okay with that.
Microsoft is going. I don't think Microsoft is going to
Monetize
change
games
the
like
fundamental
Western devs,
game.
though. You're right. Well, I wouldn't say completely right, because did Square Enix doing the whole like mobile game for Final Fantasy VII's Battle Royale?
Yeah.
So
though,
like I kind of agree with you saying, but I wouldn't say every Japanese company is like that. I'd say the only ones who would probably do it the way you're talking about would probably be like Atlas and a few other things like that. Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? This is what I say. We
I would still
give Halo to someone else besides 343, but
So,
we still let Microsoft publish it because they'll still give the company time and they'll publish it the way they do it. But
mhm.
it's not the best.
And we make sure there's a clause to keep Amazon away from it.
I don't think Amazon. I don't. No, Halo's owned by Microsoft. Microsoft will publish their own
Thankfully.
thing. Trust me.
Thankfully.
But I do agree with your sentiment though.
Well,
I just
oh.
really hate Bungie because I don't feel like I'm gonna say this in my hot take. Bungie, if they still owned Halo, would be making it worse. That's my honest opinion.
Yep. As let's be completely honest, 343 on their own is doing bad enough with Halo.
343
If
is doing
Bungie was still, yeah, and if Bungie was tied into it, like it would be a double shit show, especially if they're managing both those IPs.
Exactly. Let's be honest. When it came to Bungie, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. Bungie right now fell off after Halo Reach. That was their last good game. Destiny, I will not say it's good. I'd say it's passable. Destiny 2 on launch was also just passable. And it's been passable other than the last. It's gone downhill with Lightfall.
Yeah, so I liked Destiny a lot. I like Destiny 2. I spent a lot of time in those.
Mm-hmm.
But they have got to get away from the Battle Pass model and start actually concentrating on their core storytelling.
You know what I hate even more? They remove content. I literally cannot go back and play the original Red War for Destiny 2. I can't do that.
Nope.
And that's the one thing that I really liked about Destiny. I liked being able to go back and play some of the old stuff. But I can't do that now. And they say it's because we can't fit everything into the same thing. It's like, bullshit. If you can't do it, make a new game.
Or a new menu.
Or a new menu. Yeah, fuck it. Make a new menu. I'd rather a new menu where I can go back and play all the old content I fucking paid for than be locked out of it the entire time.
Yep, I can see it like on the main server, all the planets, where you have like your current content, and then you have like a button on the bottom that says classic.
What if you just have like campaign menus where you go through one campaign and just get a map for that campaign, the next one, the next one, next one after that? You could do that.
Or go to the tower and like have like an archives thing and just talk to like Ikora or something.
Something, literally something would be better than nothing. I can't go back and play the Red War. I am pissed about that.
Yeah, the Red War actually was a pretty good
I liked
campaign.
It was decent. I mean, sure, there could have been better moments for it, but it's not bad. I'd still like to go back and play it again. It explains a lot. But the fact is, you can't go back and play the old stuff. You can't even go. You can't play the old stuff from Destiny 1. You can't even play the old stuff from Destiny 2. So fuck you, Bungie.
Yep. And Ghost brings up a great comparison.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14, all of the old dungeons are still viable.
It's so it's viable. It's even better. They added AI. I can go and play through a decent chunk of them by myself if I wanted to.
Yep.
That's what makes Final Fantasy good and Destiny bad in my opinion. Destiny 2 as it is, I cannot go back and play the Red War. Final Fantasy 14, I can go through A Realm Reborn. I can go through Heavensward. I can go through Stormblood. I am on Stormblood right now.
And if you wanted to go back and redo the story,
New Game Plus. Fuck you, Bungie. You don't even have anything close to that. Your New Game Plus would start, I don't know, where's the game start now? Forsaken? Like with Cayde dying? Or does it start after that now?
No, it's after that now.
What? I can't go back and play one of the best DLCs campaigns now?
Nope. And I'll admit, full disclosure, for me personally, the reason I quit for so long is because I was that pissed off with Bungie for killing Cayde.
Yeah, Cayde, you know what I even hate more? Cayde was their best character, and then they killed him off just for shock value. And you know what they're doing now to bring everyone back? Bring Cayde back to life, because he's the best character they fucking have. Because Zavala, well, a decent character, was not as good as Cayde. Neither is Ikora. They are not good characters compared to Cayde. And sure, they have some decent characters, but Cayde was the best. In all regards.
Is that Zavala was a great character, and there may his voice actor rest in peace.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, dude. You did some good shit.
Yep, like Zavala had a lot of great moments, so he will be missed. I'm not gonna
Very
lie.
much so.
I'm
kind of sad.
like,
Ikora.
Yeah, she's a solid character, but she doesn't have the charisma.
She doesn't. Cade has the
So,
charisma.
yeah.
He's the funny character. He's the one you want to sit down and have a beer with. Let's be honest.
But yeah, Cade is the reason I started playing Destiny.
Cade is the
he's the reason
reason.
I picked Hunter.
That's the thing. Cade is a good character. When you killed him off, sure. But the thing is, don't bring him back. Let his sacrifice mean something. Let him die meaning something. You know what they did in the newest DLC? They brought him fucking back just because, oh my gosh, shock value. The numbers are down. You know what we need to do? Bring back everyone's favorite character because that's the only way they'll fucking
Oh.
return.
And when I saw that, yeah, I'll admit I got excited because I love
That's the
Cade,
thing.
but
That's the thing. That's what happens. They get you excited,
Well,
and you're like, maybe I should go back and play. I won't come back because Cade came back. That's what killed it
Well,
off for me. Because I
Is
wanted
that-
Cade's death to mean something, and now it means literally nothing.
which I'll admit, like, it got me excited, it got me thinking, but now that excitement has had time to simmer and I've had the time to start thinking logically
Exactly.
again, I'm asking the question,
Why?
why?
Exactly. Why? You know what? I kind of lowered Bungie back down to F tier. Like, I was gonna give them the benefit of the doubt for D tier, but let's be honest, the only good content... What's one good thing they've done? I'd say some of the raids have been good. Other than that, what else?
Yeah.
That's the only good
some
content
of-
they have. The PvP is basically mindless and dead. You get
and
the rarest exotic guns, and you find those exotic guns that are best in PvP, and you're gonna win every match. That's the PvP. They don't release anything
Yep.
for the PvP. They fucking haven't released a new map in over 3 years. Gambit as a mode is a thing. So,
as far
yeah.
as actually I remember seeing the graphic. Basically, Gambit it hasn't received
it's worse.
any updates.
There's not been any updates for it. The only reason Gambit's still around is because it's just one more mode they can say they have. And you know what's even worse? They say Gambit is their least played mode.
And yet they still have it. Though I will give them one good thing that I really do enjoy in Destiny 2, and that's the Dares of Eternity.
You know what would have been better for them? They should have just added a horde mode. That would have been better.
Yeah. They have a few world events like that, but they're
It's
not
world
consistent and it's random.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It would have been better for a horde mode than anything else. Also, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. The only time you get to fight new characters are in like the post-game patches. Like when it comes to like the actual main games, you don't really get too many new creatures to fight. Not really new enemies. They're all kind of the same.
Not that kind of mode, K-Chan. I think that would kind of not be stream friendly if they had that
I'm gonna
mode.
be honest. I think K-Chan is
But-
K-Chan was looking for a self-insert mode for herself.
But I can't deny though that would be a huge
It would be
improvement to the
good, though.
game.
Yeah, I'd play it if that was the case. But
God,
no, that's my
freaking
problem.
Bungie.
That's my Bungie is they deserve to go back down to F tier. That is on another side, 100% coast.
Yeah, I would say at best that they are D minus at the
D
very
minus?
best.
No.
That's at the very best.
If at the
but-
very best, top tier content at the very best, they are at best a C. But everything they've done
Mm.
up till now, everything they're planning on doing, and the fact
Yeah,
they're planning
yeah.
on dropping Destiny as soon as you know the new game comes out, in my opinion,
Well,
F tier.
wait. Oh, they got a new game in development.
Yeah, they're making a new game called it's an extraction shooter called think of it kind of like
God!
it's called
Are they
Marathon.
replicating Hunt?
It's a game called Marathon. A survival shooter, extraction shooter. He's gonna do it again, isn't he?
Bungie, we need to have a little chat.
Oh wow, shit. It's basically a new battle royale cycle. Yes, it's like an escape from Tarkov.
Yeah, and I'm Don't get me wrong. I
like
like
this.
Hunt.
I like Hunt.
It's a great.
Like Hunt is a good game. Escape from Tarkov is a good game. Like Marauders, all those types of games are good. The problem I have
is that there's too many of them. It's oversaturated already because
No.
every game is trend chasing.
That, and also the fact of Bungie, what the hell? Make something else. Honestly, dudes, like you went from you're planning literally. They're planning on dropping Destiny from that.
Which is a mistake.
Honestly, I don't think it is. I think
Well-
I think Destiny does need to die. Destiny as a series is on its last legs, and they need to die.
Oh god. A game they probably should have
Copyright
never
games
killed
are
off, but they
never-
did. Like that's a great example. Is
Exactly.
Radical Heights is it was a
Ooh,
fun
wait,
game.
what's Radical Heights?
Think of what Fortnite and PUBG should have been because it
Really?
was genuinely fun.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, because it was like that concept, but you were in the 80s.
Flippy B. Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically.
I never heard of it. Sorry. I always hear like Fortnite, Call of Duty Battle, whatever it is.
Well, yeah. and
Warzone.
I'll save my thoughts on Fortnite for the
Yeah,
epic
because
discussion,
Disrespect
but
played it. Flippy B took back L's with Lawbreaker. Oh yeah. Lawbringers is not good. Let's be honest.
yeah, the
Cliffy
Radical
B
Heights actually
kinda screwed
was
over.
good, but it was not marketed worth a crap.
It was not.
and it came out at the wrong time.
Yeah, let's be honest. Bungie as a company right now is in its worst state I think it's been in a while. Bungie
Yeah,
did sign on to Sony. They did sign on to Sony. But Sony actually got the worst end of that deal. Let's be honest here.
I feel like when it comes to their acquisition, Activision Blizzard actually had them at the better time.
Yeah.
And Sony's kind of getting the
late game.
bones of the leftovers.
Yep. So, yeah. Bungie in that regard is doing okay, but let's be honest, creative-wise, the gameplay-wise, they're at the lowest they've ever been. Destiny 2 is
Yeah,
a flop in my opinion. I don't like it. I do not like the content. I think the story is bad compared to the other games they made. Like Halo Reach was top tier. Halo 1, 2, 3. Like the Halo games alone show
Yep.
me what they can do. Destiny has shown me what their worst is, and their worst is awful.
Yeah, or so there's the difference between Microsoft Bungie and then Solo Bungie.
Solo Bungie is not good in my opinion. I feel like they do
Yeah.
need some heavy oversight, and you know what else I think they need? I think with Destiny, they just need to let it end. They need to let the game end. The story has gone on for so long. There's so many decent threats, and it's just not good.
Well, Yeah, I think there is still a little bit of life left in Destiny, but it's going to require different leadership.
How soon before we get a Justin Roiland doing the Justin Roiland voice in a G property? Actually, we don't know about Marathon. He could be in there. Let's be honest. We don't know anything about Marathon. He could be in that game.
Yeah,
Justin
he could be
Roiland
in there right
in
now.
Marathon. But no,
Could-
let's go on to the next one, because the next one is the
Uh,
one you've been waiting for.
Oh,
It's Activision.
Oh,
But
the
Bungie,
first of the
we gotta
ones.
go with this. Bungie F tier. But where would we put it in
Yeah.
F tier?
I would say Sony ranks higher than them simply because
Sony
of the fact
does.
Sony could afford to buy them, and they have other stuff besides just one good IP.
They're above Naughty Dog and Ubisoft because at least they respect their players at least a decent bit. Certain
most of the
players,
time.
certain players. They don't respect other players. They respect certain
Mm.
players.
Yeah, so they at least try, which the other two don't seem to even do that.
Exactly. So yeah, the next company is the one we're all waiting for: Activision Blizzard. F tier.
Yeah,
F tier.
pre-acquisition definitely F tier, and its chief
Pre-acquisition.
problem is
F tier.
its chief problem is its CEO.
Its
Bobby
CEO,
Kotick.
its monetization, the way they treat their employees is awful. The games they released were awful. The yearly release of Call of Duty made the entire series go downhill.
Overwatch 2.
Overwatch 2
actually,
is
save
awful.
that thought. Yeah, I gotta let my dog in real quick, so
Yeah,
give
you
me
go do
just a second.
you go do your thing. I will talk about how Activision fucked everyone over. So Activision as a company is awful. Let's be honest. When they acquired Blizzard, Blizzard went downhill. I mean, massively downhill. Bobby Kotick is the worst CEO I've ever seen of any company ever. He actually makes the workplace more hostile than anything else. The company itself has suffered from his leadership. The only reason he keeps staying up is because he keeps producing Call of Duties year by year. Hey, Tofu, ow. 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 Ooh, a lemon. Ow. 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 Okay, that's over with. But yeah, with Call of
I
Duty,
come
they've-
back to like why is there random stuff in my feed after or like when I get
I
back?
got something thrown at me.
I've been unsurprised.
So yeah, fair point. With Call of Duty, they forgot why Call of Duty made them Call of Duty. Exactly.
Yeah, I remember like my first experience with Call of Duty was actually when I was stationed in Korea. Like, we were kind of experimenting with it and the idea of using it as a training tool.
2019 is where Call of Duty started to feel like not Call of Duty. Kind of.
I would say a little bit earlier than that. Is
I would
after.
I'm gonna be honest. I'd say Advanced Warfare is when it started to feel awful.
Yeah, I'd say after Call of Duty 4, that's when it started.
After Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is where it started to be awful.
I would say the decline started with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and it really accelerated after that one, like the one you said.
I don't know. I kind of like Modern Warfare 4. I mean, Modern Warfare.
I liked it, but after that is when it started to decline. I mean,
Maybe.
but
I
like
don't know.
you could see where they were starting to recycle things a little bit more and more.
No,
it
I
just
say
didn't-
I say
yeah.
it became super noticeable after Black Ops 2. Because Black Ops 2, you could tell they were still trying, you know? Because they still brought back
yeah.
spec stuff and all this other stuff. It still felt like a good Call of Duty game. Plus, they were trying different changing paths and everything like that. So I'd say everything up until after Black Ops 2. After Black Ops 2, everything they just stopped trying.
Yeah, that's like when it became really obvious that they just didn't give a crap anymore. It was just a moneymaker for them. Because they knew it would sell, and let's be honest, it still sells in huge numbers. That's why Sony was having them or fit about it.
Sweeties, I would have come sooner, and me and Sheep are guiding our flawless seals in Destiny 2, which is Chris. Oh, okay. Also, I Living, I don't think you would have liked it when we were talking about Bungie, because we kind of shit on Destiny the entire time.
What the point I made about the elite or top tier world raider was actually told to me by Neo. So
I'd say Black
that
Ops 3 was the last best game in my opinion. Infinite Warfare would have say underrated, but not as good as Black Ops 3. I would say that. I love to shit on Bungie. We just shit on Bungie so much we put them in F tier. This is the race to the bottom from how many companies we're rating. It's F tier, F tier, F tier, F tier, F tier.
Yep. That was actually one of the very points we made in the discussion.
That's literally, we made that point. Like, Lightfall was awful.
Cool, Neo. I'll definitely take a look at it. Mhm.
But that's my thing, is like, when it comes to these companies, especially when it comes to like fucking Activision, they're so money hungry, they just lose sight of everything else.
Yep. There's a reason there is a running joke with Activision Blizzard is that it's not about making a good game. It's about giving Bobby Kotick another yacht.
Yep.
Like they're like their biggest earner to this day is still King with freaking Candy Crush.
Yep. Let's be
And
honest.
I don't understand how that game is so damn popular. It's
Candy
literally
Crush.
is junk.
The thing is, it's not for gamers. It's for everyone who's not a gamer to say they are. Just think about it this way. You're not a gamer, but you play Candy Crush. It's super simple.
Yep.
It's a game everyone could get into. Like, literally children play it.
Yep.
And it's one other thing.
Yep.
You can let your children play it, and it's the best thing ever.
Don't get me
It's
started.
also for
on
the
how
old people. The old people want to feel like they're in touch with the youth. So you know what they do? They play Candy Crush. It's the only game they can understand how to play. I think we broke Ray.
No, sorry, my dog was being very bad. I had to get onto him real quick.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like mobile gaming is like
Awful.
at first they were some genuinely good games that would have been on par with AAA titles in terms of quality or story-driven focus, that kind of
But
thing.
wait, wait, there's an old iPhone game called Nova, which was basically their Halo, and it was decent.
Yeah.
It
Like,
was a
yeah,
decent
that's-
game. I'd play that again if it was actually playable.
Oh yeah, that was a great era for mobile gaming. That's when the potential was there.
Yeah,
But then you had companies like EA, King, and a few others that figured out that these cheap to make, easy to duplicate, easy, like really low development cost but high return.
oh wait, actually,
was-
Coast, I gotta go into this. We do have to mention the recent thing of them being acquired by Microsoft. And I think
The-
Microsoft is smelling dollar bills. Because as rich as Bobby Kotick is, and as
Oh,
bad
yeah.
as his influence is, Microsoft and Phil Spencer has a lot more, and he gives a way less of a fuck. But Microsoft
Mhm.
is seeing dollar signs. Imagine it. Microsoft
Oh, yeah.
fixes Activision Blizzard, new Blizzard games that are actually good, new, fucking Activision games that are actually good. You know how much PR potential and money that would make you alone? If you could fix Blizzard and actually get everyone to believe it's fixed, you know how much fucking money you will make on that alone?
Which
That would
is
make you a
something-
mint.
like, yeah, the IP that Activision Blizzard has
Mhm.
can literally print money if it's managed properly.
If it's managed properly. That's why I feel like Phil
And-
Spencer, if he does what he's been promising to do, which is fire literally almost all the executives as soon as he gets the company, which they still have to
Mhm.
go back to the CMA, like the British courts and go through all that again. But it will make them
Oh, yeah.
money, a lot of money. And honestly, good on them. Because honestly, I just want Activision and Blizzard to be fixed again. And I feel like Microsoft buying them is exactly what they needed.
Oh yeah, and now that most of the hurdles have been cleared, I have no doubt that Activision Blizzard King will be in a
But let's
much
also
better
be
position.
really realistic. That Bobby Kotick will not just be fired. He's not going to be fired and thrown in prison or anything like that. He's going to get a golden parachute. He's going to get out
But-
of the business
yep.
with a big chunk of change. Let's be honest. He's going to
But-
leave
oh,
the
yeah.
company knowing that he
Yeah.
got a decent chunk of change to lead that company.
And not to mention the money he's making right now in the waning days leading up to this, because like the way Overwatch 2 has been managed,
Mhm.
like it is pretty apparent he is strip mining the IP for as much as he can get before he leaves.
That, and you know what else? You know what else he's doing? Well,
Yeah,
not Bobby
well,
Kotick, but what Xbox is doing? They are stopping
Uh,
the yearly production of Call of Duties. They stopped
Which
a
is-
yearly process of Call of Duties. They are actually letting some of the other Call of Duty devs do other shit. Honestly, I want a new,
Which
I
is
want
so-
new, I want the old Activision games back. Like, where's I want a new Spyro. I want something new. You know, I want old.
Well, like a new Crash Bandicoot.
I knew Crash Bandicoot. We got one a while back, but I want another one. I want a new
Well-
Spyro game. I want a Time Splitters or some shit. You know, I want new games
Yeah.
that aren't Call of Duty from Activision.
Oh yeah, what would really benefit the Call of Duty with the slower cadence too,
Mhm.
is it would allow them to actually polish the game a little bit before they
Exactly.
start working on the next iteration of it.
Exactly. Let's put
Because
it this
right-
way. Like as it is right now, I feel like Bobby Kotick is milking everything before he has to leave, and when he leaves, he's just gonna leave with all the money he's got. That's why everything's so
yeah.
bad right now. That's why there's furries in
Yep.
Call of Duty.
And that's why there's battle passes in
I
every
know.
damn thing. Oh, it's even like I'm pretty sure he's trying to figure out a way to get World of Warcraft to adopt it, but they can't fit it in the same way.
That's the thing. I'm excited. I'm not excited for the Call of Duties we have. The Call of Duties we have now are all going to be what they are. The Call of Duty after this, I'm going to actually wait and see. Because giving them a year's break or extra year and like taking a year off will let people sit after so many Call of Duties come out. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sparkling. They added a new bundle which actually adds operators called Operator Mr. Mittens and Mr. I think it was Fuzzy Paws.
Yeah, which
Nothing
I-
sacred, no.
I think the only reason they did that is because they seen how popular VTubers are becoming.
No, you know what
And
they
they-
did that for?
no.
Shock value.
Uh,
Because think about it. They put freaking furries in Call of Duty. You know what the furries community is gonna do? They're gonna buy that. You know what else they're gonna do? They're gonna they added that just because you're talking about it right now.
Well, the second point I'll agree with you, but I think the first point, I think the furry community actually kind of sees it as like a shot across their bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they particularly care for it, but it's like, what you gonna do about it? 'Cause
Oh yeah, they're
Activision
adding
Blizzard just don't
celebrities
care.
too. Why are you adding celebrities to a war game? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Well,
It's just a lot of just bad decision after bad decision with Activision Blizzard.
yeah,
Why
it
don't we go
seems-
into World of Warcraft? Because I feel like we should. Like enough about
I-
Call of Duty. Everyone knows Call of Duty shit. It's a literal meme at this point. Let's go into
Well-
World of Warcraft.
Well, I played Warcraft for 15 years, pretty much. So
Mhm.
I've logged my time in it. I've seen it from the vanilla all the way up until Shadowlands, when I
Mhm.
just said, I've had enough, I'm done.
Yeah.
And from what I've been hearing, all right, Dragonflight is objectively better in every sense of the word. They're actually
Mhm.
doing a pretty good job with it from a gameplay point of view. But they're not getting players back, because what I think happened is that players like myself, we finally moved on, we broke the habit, and now we're looking at the game as like, what are you doing? Like,
No,
you're not.
one thing I heard that I keep hearing is that they're against casual players. It's always about the hardcore stuff. It's never about the
Well,
casual experience anymore. Like I can't
that-
log in. You know, the way I say is this: I can't log in, play it for a bit, and leave. If I leave for a bit, I am so underpowered. It's honestly hilarious how underpowered I am by the end.
and I can confirm that, or at least up until I think it was 9.1 with Shadowlands,
Mm-hmm.
that was absolutely fucking true, like to a T.
This still
If
is
you
true in
missed
some
it-
regards.
They're getting better about it, but they're
Definitely.
having fundamental design flaws that they're pushing through.
Exactly.
So I'm not necessarily faulting the current devs that recognize the problems and they're trying,
to fix it.
but yeah, so those ones I'm not faulting, but the overall path that led here, there were fundamental design problems.
Also,
like,
I want to go into the story as well after you're done talking.
yeah, the story is part
Awful.
of the. Yeah, it is. Like, I love the lore,
It's
but
so
how
fragmented.
they're telling, how they're telling the story, it's fundamentally got to change.
It's fragmented. I have to go read a book, I have to go read another book, and then I
Yep.
have to play the game after I buy the DLC after reading the books to understand why this happened. That's the thing. You have to read so much outside material to understand what's
Yep.
going on inside the game. With Final Fantasy XIV, I don't have to do that. I just read, play
Well,
through the story.
Oh yeah, and that brings up another point which kind of feeds into that. The new player experience in World of Warcraft
I know.
is absolute dog shit.
It's awful. It's literally
Well,
awful.
Yeah, because quite literally, this is what was happening in Shadowlands when they did the level squish.
hmm
A brand new player who's never played it before is dropped into this place called Exile's Reach,
Mhm.
which is an improvement over what they had before. So I'll give them the credit where it's due on that. But once you get done with Exile's Reach, you get dumped into your starting city, which is either Orgrimmar or Stormwind,
hmm
and you're introduced to all these characters, but you don't know why they're important.
Exactly.
Like, the only one they actually bothered explaining anything about is the leaders of the factions, which
Uh-huh.
is Anduin Wrynn on the Alliance side, and this may have changed for Dragonflight. I don't know for sure yet.
I don't know.
Well, like I said, I haven't played Dragonflight. I don't
I
care
haven't
to.
played
like,
either. I think Arrow played Dragonflight actually. And I don't play World of Warcraft. I don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah, K-Chan, I would not recommend playing it right now. Do not waste your money.
not.
It is not worth it. Watch YouTube videos if you really want to get the story and the gist of it.
Am I interested into hearing about WoW's problems? The way I would say it is this: WoW doesn't respect your time as much as Final Fantasy does.
No,
'Cause the way I say it is this: is like, for Final Fantasy, if I want, I can stop playing the game today, unsubscribe, and I won't feel like I'm super underpowered when I come back. When I go back from World of Warcraft, I will feel like I'm so underpowered that I basically am like 3 to 4 levels behind, if not 10.
Oh yeah.
You feel so awful. The story is not good compared to Final Fantasy or anything else like that,
Well,
because it's fragmented
yeah.
to all high hell and back. What makes it even worse than that is the fact that they keep building up to something. One threat builds up to another threat, which builds up to another threat,
Well-
which builds up to another threat, which builds up to another threat. And next thing you know, the entire story is building up to something, and there's no payoffs.
Yep, or at least not any good payoff. So,
Any good ones.
well, yeah, which wasn't always true.
No,
Burning
like-
Crusade.
Burning
Yeah,
Crusade,
Burning Crus-
like, was it the Lich King? They were also good,
Yeah.
from what I heard.
Yeah, Lich King, in my opinion, was gold standard.
It was
like,
peak.
yeah, the best World of Warcraft ever did.
Exactly.
Because we had spent time with Arthas, and he was relatable because he was a more human villain who just took a wrong path.
Exactly. But
So-
that's the thing.
and-
It's so good. Like, was it the new king for Azeroth is actually a bitch who decided to abandon the throne?
No, that was Varian, and there was actually a good reason he abandoned it. It's because at the time Stormwind had been decimated. So
You
there
don't-
was a reason.
Well, there's a difference. You don't abandon your people when they need leadership, though. That's what made it even worse.
Well-
He didn't even go back to be king. He just abandoned the people he
Well,
was leading
well,
altogether.
No, there was a reason.
Such
It's
as?
because it was one of the ogres actually brainwashed him into thinking he was a different person altogether named Lagash, a gladiator. That's where he learned all of his battle prowess.
Ugh.
And then when
Did
he
they
woke
tell
up
a
and
question?
realized,
Question. Did they tell you that in game, or did they tell you that?
Yep.
Oh wow! Actually, in
this was-
game, I'm surprised.
This was back when they actually told most of the story in game. They didn't make that transition until I think it was after Mists of Pandaria.
I think it was Battle of Azeroth when they really got into that. When you had to read so much.
But yeah,
Also,
which,
Battle for Azeroth being a really bad, thing was awful as well.
God, I would describe Battle for Azeroth as a bait and switch.
Ugh.
And the reason I say it's a bait and switch is because they promoted it even in game as a return to the core of the franchise, which was the Horde versus the Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically went from being that core conflict to being about saving the planet.
Yeah. It went from, oh my gosh, the core conflict to, like, think of it more like this. How they were doing it was supposed to be low stakes compared to the end of the world, but then they just raised it to the end of the world because they wanted to make sure it was high stakes. When I think a lot of people just keep forgetting, the low stakes could be super interesting if you do it right. Like, you can
Yeah.
make taking over a city the most important thing in your mind at a point. Like, was it Heavensward? This is a good comparison, actually. Heavensward is about one nation fighting a 1,000-year war with dragons. That is Heavensward. It's about, is war worth fighting over? The casualties of it, all of it. The vicious cycle of vengeance and hatred. But at the core of it, you're not fighting for the end of the world. You're not fighting. This won't affect other, nations. It won't affect anything else about it. It will affect Ishgard as a nation. And it's so interesting. I have to say it. Out of all the Final Fantasy XIV I've played so far, Heavensward is my favorite. I haven't got the Shadowbringers yet, which I heard is really good. But Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward is better than Stormblood and story-wise, and it is so good. What Battle for Azeroth did was take something was supposed to be like a conflict between nations and raise it to the end of the world. That's it. That's the thing. You can make a battle between nations interesting if you do it right. If you're on the Horde, explain why they're doing this. Talk about it. Do that and get you to care about these characters. with the elites, explain where they're fighting, why they're doing it, all this stuff. And then if you play both or have a section where you go to both, you can understand why they're both fighting and why it's either bad for war, why they need to fight, why it's inevitable they will fight. That's more interesting than, oh my gosh, the end of the world, we must save it all again.
Oh, yeah, which is even in the earlier expansion, which was or Cataclysm.
Mm-hmm.
What really reheated up the war there is that Horde needed resources.
Exactly.
The Night Elves didn't like the Orcs marching into Ashenvale to try to take the wood. Like they didn't like it, so bam, war breaks out. That makes sense. It's relatable.
Yeah.
So, but in Battle for Azeroth, we had just come out of Legion, which Legion was a fantastically done expansion. Like it actually had small relatable stories within the bigger overarching story, and all of it interconnected.
Exactly.
It made sense. But at the end of it, which is why it makes BFA make even less sense, is that basically one of the big Titan guys is like literally the size of a planet. Stabs the planet.
I need to get Final Fantasy play so I can join you guys. Oh, don't, dude, trust me, it's so good. As far Rose, it is so good, K-Chat. You have no idea. Like, you get to Heavensward. That's the only thing. You get to Heavensward and you will have the It's so good. I love to stay longer, but I need to get some sleep. Have fun, Trash Company, side plus Ray. This was fun watching tonight. It was honestly fun having you here, Coast. I will see you later, dude.
Oh yeah, speaking of sleep, though, we probably should speed up a little bit, as I need to get to bed pretty soon.
Yeah, shit. So yeah, we should. Let's go on to Take-Two. We already know Activision bottom of F tier. Take-Two Interactive. Yeah. I'm gonna say one thing. Borderlands.
Yeah, my thoughts on Borderlands is it like
after 2 it went downhill.
Yeah, when it hits, it hits. When it misses, it misses with the fences.
Let's put it this way. Borderlands 1 was okay. Borderlands 2 was amazing. Borderlands The Stories 1 was amazing. Borderlands 3 is awful. Borderlands The New Stories is also awful. They're all awful. Let's be honest. They ruined characters they've made before. Everything before is clearly better written, and the new stories just suck. I just had a lot of input on. No, trust me, we had a lot of input on COD ourselves. Trust me on that.
Or like the original Borderlands, Borderlands the pre-sequel, Borderlands 2.
Exactly.
Peak storytelling. Like peak storytelling. After that, when they went to be an Epic exclusive, it went downhill.
Plus, also the fact they make the only thing they make after that was really decent is honestly just the basketball games, and that's about it.
Yeah, actually, I would say those aren't even really decent because of microtransactions.
Yeah, no. But I'd say F tier, I'd say still above Naughty Dog and Ubisoft. Hell, I didn't put them above Bungie because the gameplay's still better than anything Bungie's made. But still F tier.
You can still go back to Borderlands 1, 2 in the pre-sequel, and it would still be a fun experience.
Exactly, I'd still say that.
Yep.
But Take-Two, definitely F tier. I don't really care about many other Take-Two games, but definitely for that one is F tier.
Yep.
Epic Games.
I would actually give them a solid C.
I'd give them a C too, honestly. Like, they're not the best. Their store isn't the greatest, but they do offer free games every single month, which I find enjoyable.
Yeah, they do give free games. They give developers a very generous revenue share. I don't like their timed exclusives.
No.
And I'll be completely honest, if we was rating the individual games and Fortnite was one of them, I would put Fortnite at the very bottom of the list.
Yeah, I would too.
God, I hate that game.
I just hate when it's still, I'm going to say this. I don't hate the game. The gameplay in itself is not bad. I hate the trends it started.
Oh yeah, and the community in it.
Yeah, that too.
I'm sorry, but...
I'm sorry, when you got kids thinking that Master Chief came from Fortnite, I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah, though I will say it is kind of funny though that, or I think it was the last election, they had actual in-game advertisements for candidates. And I will give credit where it is due. The Fortnite community roasted them for it.
Sorry if this. No, you're good, dude. That's fine. But no, when it comes to Epic Games, I'd say it's at least a C tier. It's not the best. It's definitely better than anything below. The fact they still make some pretty
Uh,
decent games, other than having
uh,
like
uh,
Borderlands
yeah,
on there, it's not the
if they
best.
play, if they play Fortnite is not their only entries. They also have like Super Meat Boy, Subnautica.
Exactly.
Detroit Become Human's PC release was a timed exclusive there, unfortunately, but it's a genuinely good game.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, what was it like? Metro Exodus was there for a while. They paid for that
yeah.
too. Like they don't make horrible games. It's just they don't
Mm.
make too much to be anything above C tier. And while their
Well-
business practices aren't great, I'd still say they're at least above F
Well,
tier. Other than
yeah,
the timed
and
exclusive thing, which I really hate, I can't name something else they started that I really hate either.
but one thing that they did start that I actually can really be on board with, and it's part of VR, like heavily part of it,
What is it?
is the Unity engine.
Oh, the Unity engine alone. Actually, for the Unity engine, I kind of want to put them in B tier, at the bottom of B tier, but B tier nonetheless. Because Unity engine allows you to make games. It gives indie developers the tools to make something really good.
Oh yeah, like it's a solid development engine.
So-
it is actually pretty easy to learn too, which
Yeah,
is
you know what?
shocking.
I'm putting Epic Games in B tier because the Unity engine alone allows indie developers to actually do a lot more things that AAA companies do.
Yeah.
Which I
Oh,
love.
yeah.
Like one of my favorite games is a game called Angels Fall First. It's an FPS developed on the Unity 3 engine. It's such a good game.
Yep,
That's-
and when you look at VR chat worlds, every
Yeah.
single one of them is coded in Unity.
They're so good. That's why I'm like, in my opinion, Unity as a service, Epic Games not being as bad as it was, and generally some of the practices they started weren't great, but the stuff they have right now is decent.
Yep.
So I'd say as of right now, Epic Games is clearly at least a B tier. Actually, that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting. I thought they'd be lower, but no, I kind of agree with B tier now after going over it.
But yeah, say Unity alone, in my opinion, puts them at a solid C plus or mid B tier. So I would say that's probably a pretty good rating.
Riot Games.
I gotta admit, I'm not as up on Riot
I am
Games as
not
I
either.
should be.
How to put it? The only
But-
things they really have is like League of Legends and Valorant. Other than
Um,
that, I don't really know what else they do. They
I would put them solid middle of the road on that one because League of
tier.
Legends, it's a good game, but the community is toxic as all hell, and I would describe Valorant as being kind of similar.
I'd say C tier. They're
But,
not
yeah, solid
horrible, but
C.
they don't do the worst, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so League of Legends, Valorant, Legends of Runeterra. So yeah, they're more
They're
about that
kind of
MOBA
mid.
type style.
They're mid at best.
Yeah, I would put them in the middle of the road. Yeah.
Okay. ID.
But really, the only game I know from them is Doom. So I'm gonna look
So-
up see what other IP they might have.
I think it's Doom and a few others, but I'd say this. One thing that I think is their downfall is that it took them a while to revamp Doom. Like they made Doom 3 and then they were trying to make Doom 4 and it just took for them forever until they finally made it good. That's about it.
Yeah, I would say, given their body or I mean, is that they did kind of like alongside. I do remember ID also did Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein is also good too. Like Wolfenstein New Order really
Well,
did help them.
Yeah, they're good, and they were genre defining, like basically setting the standard for FPS shooters at the
yeah.
time.
I'd say for defining the genre, they should at least be in B tier. But I don't think I'd
Yeah.
put them above. I think I'd put them above Epic Games at least.
Yeah, they're definitely above Epic.
Like
'cause-
they had a few flops, like the whole was it Sisters Wolfenstein game, which kind of was awful. But other than
yes.
that, that's about it. I wouldn't put it any lower.
Yeah, so they've had iconic brands like Wolfenstein, Doom, Quake, and Rage.
Exactly.
So yeah, they literally defined the genre that would become FPS or in
Exactly.
a competitive shooting. So
So
yeah, I would say
B tier
Legacy
at
gets
best.
them a solid B.
A solid B and above Epic Games. Because
Yeah.
their business practices aren't the best, but they're still better than Epic's games was.
Yep.
Well, since this Bungie was already done, we're gonna do this as Sega. Where do you think
yeah, well-
Sega would start off?
I would say probably a solid B.
B. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Actually, I don't know where to put it on B. Like, I think I'd put it above IDW since they have more games and actually has decent ones as well.
Yeah, and they also contributed to a lot of technology that
They
would
did.
become standard later on.
They
That's
did.
even like fun fact about Sega, and I didn't know this until I was doing my VR research.
Hmm.
They were actually trying to make a VR attachment for the Mega Drive.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
but
I'd also
it
say they're
never
really
got-
good in strategy games as well. The Total War
Oh,
series
yeah.
alone is amazing. I love the
Yeah.
Total War series. Like Total War,
Yeah.
Warhammer, all that stuff. The only problem I have with at least a few of the Total Wars is like with the Shogun 2 and all that stuff. They made you pay for blood as a DLC so they could get a teen rating, which was kind of shit.
But yeah, I think that might be considered like some of the first microtransactions.
Yeah,
That,
I think
So,
what made
we-
it worse is the fact you actually had to buy the blood effects just because they didn't wanted it as a teen rating so they could sell to more people.
yeah, and that's kind of the same thing that Amazon's about to go through with Blue Protocol with
Yeah.
trying to tone things down, but that's a different discussion.
That is a different
But-
discussion.
But yeah, the reason I like they also had a lot of they were very like Nintendo with their technology, and they were trying new things.
Mhm.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Sonic and Knuckles lock-on technology.
Yep.
Like that is iconic, and you can, I guarantee even people to this day still know about it.
Exactly. That's my thing. Is like
So-
Sega did really well for what they are. The
Oh,
fact they're
yeah,
not in
and
the
it-
console industry anymore, honestly, is probably a good thing because they've just been able to focus on all their video games.
Oh yeah,
Sonic gets
and-
regular games out pretty frequently. I liked like the last one, Sonic Frontiers, was amazing in my opinion. I thought it was amazing.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot of iconic software. Of course, Sonic it being their flagship character. I mean, they're even getting into movies now.
Yeah, the movies are
Uh,
good too. Like, what is it? The Sonic movies are actually really good. I watched
Oh.
them. They're decent.
Oh yeah, I loved them.
I
Like,
have to say this.
especially
Other than probably
Yeah.
the Pokemon movie, Sonic was the first really good video game movie.
oh yeah, Detective Pikachu are kind of reset or hit the reset button on video game movies because
Mm-hmm.
up until that point, like the only decent video game movie that had come out was Advent Children.
Yeah, that's it.
But before that, we had Final Fantasy, or I think it was, I can't remember what it was.
A
but
few
it
of the
was,
Resident
very-
Evil movies, not the live action ones, the CGI ones.
Oh god, like those were abominations. The original Super Mario Brothers
Yeah.
movie, though it is a funny movie in isolation, it was a very bad entry to the video game franchise.
hmm
Say,
Oh god, do we
and-
dare talk about the Doom movie
Oh
with The
God,
Rock?
oh god, those were funny, but they were not good Doom movies.
No.
God, Alien kind of it started as a movie and became a video game, so I don't think that really counts.
Yeah, not really. But let's be
So,
honest, when it comes to the video game industry, Sega does pretty well for themselves.
Uh,
They
uh,
don't.
oh.
They know what they're doing. They're not the best company in the world. They're definitely not the worst. They do a lot better than
yeah.
IDW since they actually put out stuff,
Uh.
and they still have better business practices than Epic do. So I'd say it
Yep,
confirmed mid B tier.
yep, and they actually listen to customers because
Actually,
you're-
that
well,
alone give them at least a. And I'm gonna give them an A tier because they listen to the companies. They listen to the
yep.
customers a lot more than the other
Yep.
companies do.
Yep, as the original incarnation of that Sonic the Hedgehog movie, that would have flopped so bad.
They did. You know what? I gotta give them that. They pushed back the movie just so they released a better thing. They get A tier on that alone.
Yep, I would absolutely agree. That is something that no other person, like only Valve, could even come close to that.
Only Valve could do that. So I'd say I'm saying they get at least an A tier, and I will put them right behind. You know what? I'll put them above Microsoft at least.
Yeah,
They get
Like,
above
that's pretty
Microsoft,
fair.
but that's where they sit for right now.
yep. So we'll leave Sega there. Like that's a pretty good place. to put them.
Mojang.
I'm going to say I'm not ready to put them in F tier yet because we haven't really seen what their response is to their EULA changes, but
Mhm.
I am not going to get them above D tier.
Yep, D tier for right now. Like, how
Yeah,
to put it?
because-
Other than Minecraft, what have they done?
Like that's literally all they've done is Minecraft.
All they've done is Minecraft. I'm still waiting
they
on a
might-
sequel to Minecraft, by the way. We'll never
Oh,
get the
yeah.
sequel, will we?
Probably not because it's sandbox, but they are coming out with the dungeon mode, and I think there's a
Like the only other
2.5D RPG?
correction, they have made other games. Only other games surrounding the Minecraft universe. They've made the whole dungeon game. They've made the strategy game, but that's about it. You won't
yeah,
ever
so-
get anything else.
yeah. So they got Minecraft Dungeons, which is like their 2.5D RPG.
Exactly.
The Windows Bedrock version,
Mhm.
which is just a variant to Java.
It's for
and then-
consoles basically.
Yep, and PC, because if you
Yep.
got Windows, you get it. But Java also runs on PC, because that's where it started.
Exactly. But that's my thing. It's like other than that, Mojang hasn't done much of anything. They keep updating the game, but that's it.
Yeah, apparently they've come out with some other stuff, but I've never even
Nothing
heard
of
of these
notice.
before.
That's the point.
Yeah, like Crown and Council, something in hex code,
What?
Caller's Bane, apparently.
Yep. They go in D tier just because the only thing of note they ever did was
Yeah.
Minecraft, and that's it. And they've done nothing else since.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure these had their own
Oh,
cult following, but
yeah. So I'd say as of
but-
right now, D tier.
yeah, definitely solid D tier. Is they don't really have a body of work besides Minecraft, and they
Exactly.
seem to be intent on throwing that in the garbage with their EULA changes. So
100%, yeah. So you know what? We gotta talk about that. Let's say D tier affirmed with everything until we see what goes on. But now we get to talk about another shit show. EA.
God,
you.
that
You're going
that
F tier.
E-
F tier.
yeah, EA is I would rate them at the very bottom.
Mm,
the-
I'd rate them above Activision right now, but that's about it.
I wouldn't even rate them that high. Because
Really?
at least Activision Blizzard is taking steps to try and improve things. So, like, this was before the acquisition.
I guess that's fair.
'Cause they, again, I'll say they're being very good at it, but they're trying. It's where EA,
They
on the other
ruined
hand,
Star Wars games for 10 years. Fuck them.
oh, it's because of EA that we have loot boxes.
Fuck you, loot boxes. Fuck you, EA.
And to
Anthem
quote,
alone, building a game, making it fail, and then having that game, just abandoning it. So yeah, fuck you, EA, on that one.
Yeah, EA ruins. Yeah, they also ruined the Sims franchise.
Since
because,
Battlefield was ruined because of them too.
So they've ruined the Old Republic. They've ruined the Sims.
Mhm.
They've ruined the industry by having quote unquote surprise mechanics.
Yeah, fuck you about that.
God,
They're really anti-consumer to begin with. Let's be honest here.
Oh yeah, and every single FIFA title has been pay to win.
So yeah. With this, they literally could care less about the consumers. They don't care about anything about the consumers. The only good thing of recent was the fucking Dead Space remake. That's it.
Oh yeah, like that. That's like their single win right now. Everything else.
That
is
is
a
their
solid
single
L.
win in 10 fucking years. Or no, actually, I'd say ever since Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 was good. So a single win since Battlefield 1.
Yep, and Battlefield 2042 started off okay, but went down.
No, Battlefield 2042
nope.
sucked at the beginning. It still sucks now. It
Well,
was
like I
never
said,
good.
it started okay, like in a playable state, but it's
No,
gone
it
downhill.
literally-
So nope, I can't
Did-
pass it.
Did you ever play Battlefield 2042?
I didn't want to buy it because of all the bad press from Battlefield 4 and 5.
No. Battlefield 2042 was unplayable more than Battlefield 5 was. It was never playable.
God.
So yeah, they deserve end of F tier, in my opinion, for everything they've done up till now. The worst business practice pushes I've ever seen. They made Disney come down on them because of the bad press. Disney had to get involved to fuck these guys over. That's when you know you're dealing with the worst of the worst.
Yeah, and it's bad when Disney, as bad as they've been, is saying like,
If Disney's coming
you're
down
being
on
too
you
scummy.
because you're being a scummy corporation, that's a bad sign.
Oh yeah.
But that, I
Yeah.
say they deserve king of shit right now. We dissolve
Yep.
and talk about Rockstar.
I am going to give them, God, like,
I would say they get, at best, D tier.
I would say it's between D and F tier.
I'd say D
like-
tier. Wait,
yeah,
no,
we don't-
wait.
Well, we need to discuss. Like,
I'll leave them in D tier for right now and we'll discuss it. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. I will just say this much. They neglected the hell out of Red Dead Redemption.
Neglected, they abandoned it. They literally did
That's what-
a few updates and then they just left it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They neglected the hell out of it to the point they abandoned it.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is like they
Their only
just screwed
saving
it
grace.
over. They basically pulled a Destiny 2 by vaulting some paid content and putting
Mm-hmm.
other paid content behind a paywall.
Yeah. You know how bad the
Well,
servers
they-
are? Let's be honest, you know how bad the servers are for Grand Theft Auto 5 right now?
The consoles are not as bad, but the PC version is still
Awful.
God, the reason I will not play Grand Theft Auto Online is number one, safe privacy issues because your
Mhm.
IP address is exposed.
Exactly.
Like that's chief reason number one. Number two, the few times I did play GTA Online, there was a hacker that would go around to every server and literally black out everybody's screen.
You know what I did? I played it online on stream once, and guess what happened? A guy just kept coming in and killing us over and over again. He'd go into my
oh,
apartment
yeah.
and shoot me in the face.
Hey, what
So-
you're not supposed to be able to do.
Yeah, so in my opinion, they let Grand Theft Auto 5 just go downhill. The one thing I say this, when it comes to the main stories of the games, they're fantastic. Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most beautiful stories I've ever played. It made me cry. I love Red Dead Redemption 2 story as much as the next guy. It's such a good game. He's shooting it, basically.
Yeah, granted, they did come into my house, but I do remember every time I would get on the road, there would just be some random person with God mode on that was just literally firing rockets everywhere.
Like, the first one made you cry. The second one made me cry as well. You play both in a row. If you play, Red Dead Redemption 2 and then Red Dead Redemption 1 after it, you're crying in both times, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, which is a mark of good storytelling, but when
such
you
good
have a bad
storytelling.
product, like, that's where the problem
The
is.
only bad product for Red Dead Redemption 2 is literally the online. The single player is solid as all hell.
Oh, yeah, the online experience is just, it's...
Kratos.
Whoa. But... Dang.
I know,
You
right?
got low poly... Like, that's impressive. You got low poly grapes over here. Where did you get those? Like, did you get those from Yoshi P?
Maybe.
Like, damn. Like, you got the inside connection. You got to hook me up, Si.
I will hook you up later. Ow. Ow.
Like,
But the point about it is this. When it comes to freaking Rockstar, when they release a single player version of the game, it's usually a solid 10 out of 10. Let's be honest, the Grand Theft Auto 5 story is a 10. Red Dead Redemption 2 main story is also a 10 out of 10. When it comes to single players, they don't mess around. When it comes to online, they will grab every single dollar from your wallet.
I'll just one point for GTA Online that I think will pretty much solidify its ranking as no higher than D tier.
Mm-hmm.
Shark cards.
Yeah. Wait, technically that's pay to win, so actually...
Oh, and the fact they actually locked some of the cards you could previously buy on the in-game or like online sites, like for in-game money,
Mhm.
those are now behind a paywall.
Yeah, F tier.
Yeah.
They are the front of F tier considering all the things they've done has been bad, but they haven't been as bad as the other stuff.
But yeah, at least the game is still fun
The
to
game
play.
is still solid to play, whether you like it or not. I still have fun whenever I played it. Like, you could still play the game, and it's decently fun. I can go back and play Grand Theft Auto 5's main story and still have fun with it. I could do the same thing with Red Dead Redemption 2's main story. I can't do too much with the multiplayers, though.
I do want to point out one thing, though, that might bump it further down the list.
Hmm.
You remember the remasters of Grand Theft Auto 3 and San Andreas?
Yeah. You know what's even worse? I bought that.
Oh, you poor soul.
I did buy it.
I feel so sorry for you.
Yeah, it's not great.
Uh,
The updates have been
yeah.
fixing it, though, surprisingly.
Yeah, but still the fact
Yeah, I know. Trust.
that was worse than Cyberpunk.
So I would say, from what they've released to everything else, I don't know where to put them. You know what? How about this? I will put them above Ubisoft because at least they won't delete your account.
Yeah.
I'll
That
put
might
them
be
behind
coming,
everything
but
else. But yeah, after
But-
everything, I don't feel like they deserve anything but F tier.
yeah, like it's hard to give them any, like, at best D tier.
They
but
also
that
don't
just
make
would-
any games for so long. Like, what is it? Each generation gets one game. Like the Xbox 360 got like
Well-
Red Dead Redemption 2
well-
and then Grand Theft Auto 5, and then
yeah.
PlayStation 4 only got Red Dead Redemption 2, and
Well-
now probably the PlayStation 5 will get Grand Theft Auto 6, and that's it.
Well, the thing is with Grand Theft Auto 5 is it has stayed for far too long. I
It
mean, it
is.
was a great closeout for the 360 era,
It was.
but so we caught that as a closeout for 360. It made sense
Mm-hmm.
to re-release it on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One. It just made sense
Yeah,
because it did come out at the end of the 360 era,
exactly.
but there was no new Grand Theft Auto for the entire generation.
There's no new Grand Theft Auto
Ow.
for the entire PS4 generation.
Nope, not one for the Xbox One or PS4.
Nope.
And there still isn't one for the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
There is apparently they're actually confirmed to be working on it though.
Oh yeah, it's actually they had a dev copy leaked.
Oh yeah,
which
they
is
forgot they made the people who were whoever wanted the upgrades
Oh.
to the new version of Grand Theft Auto had to buy the game again.
Oh yeah, I was one of those poor unfortunate souls that had to buy an
Oh my
upgrade.
gosh. I-
Which I didn't necessarily mind because I actually had that much fun with it and I didn't mind replaying the story. But
Yeah. It's
the-
I'm gonna be honest. I've been in Los Santos for so long. I want to be in anywhere else but Los Santos. Like half the reason
yeah.
I wanted the definitive editions is because I have been stuck in Los Santos. I want to go to Vice City. I want to go to anywhere else.
yeah, even the original Los Santos from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Would be
like,
a little bit
I-
more interesting to go through.
yeah, at least we got the a bigger county to go through in that one.
Exactly.
As God, I love Grand Theft Auto's RP scene.
The role
there's
playing
some
scene is
really-
actually fantastic.
Oh yeah, like I can watch Bugs and Jeff and
A lot of the others do it. But the point about it is
yeah.
this: it's literally just this. Freaking Grand Theft Auto has been releasing. Rockstar has released too few games, and has been too money hungry for what they do. When they release a game, it's usually a 10 out of 10. Let's be honest. Rockstar releases
Yep.
10 out of 10 games almost every time. The problem is they release them too infrequently and are too money hungry with the online thing to where if they don't make the amount of money they want, they'll shut it down. So let's be
Yep.
honest. Out of Rockstar's entire library, they release great games, but they don't release. That's
Right.
it. That's it. They release great games, expect money from it, and that's it. And if it doesn't make the money they want, they abandon it.
Yep, and right now the only thing really keeping Grand Theft Auto Online going is the 5M mod community.
That's
the
it.
5M mod community.
That's it.
Not even money. The 5M mod community.
That's it.
'Cause they're the ones keeping the name out there. Where Grand Theft Auto Online, yeah, they're making sales from the shark cards, but they're not really keeping the name out there.
Cards make so much money every
Like-
year. Honestly, it's stupid. How much that makes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The point about that I hate more than anything else is the fact that fucking Rockstar makes great games. Those games are fantastic. The online modes when they first release are also decent. But they've gotten into their heads that if it doesn't start making money at the beginning, it's probably just not worth pouring money into it.
Yeah, they don't want like a good profit. They want all the profit.
They want that big chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why they're making Grand Theft Auto 6 recently, is because the online for Red Dead Redemption 2 didn't work. So now they're like, okay, we need a new game to work on. We need to make Grand Theft Auto 6 because everyone's tired of Los Santos. The game's starting to finally die out after so long. So we need to make Grand Theft Auto 6 now. And I finally started working on it.
Yep. I would agree.
So yeah, I feel like it's time. But with that, I'd say we got a pretty decent ranking for so far.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty amazing we have that many companies in F tier. Like, it really
Honestly.
was a race to the
The
bottom.
only S tier company right now is Valve. That's it.
Yep.
That's because they don't do anything that much, and what they do, they usually just, they usually make it a banger.
yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah. So they like their their primary bread and butter is Steam, and
That's it.
Steam like
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Steam as a
So,
platform is
rumor-
awesome.
Yep, and rumor has it, and I got to look further into it, but Valve is supposedly developing a new headset for
Yeah.
VR.
I heard that,
Which I
and
know-
I also heard that they're trying to fix some stuff with Steam Deck as well.
The main thing I really wish they would work on to get freaking Steam VR out of beta.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good thing to do. They have some like
Yeah,
the
but-
hardware they do is really good, but yeah, let's be honest. Valve is an S tier. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's like even though they got faults, they are right now as far as gaming companies easily top of the pile.
100%. So I'd say with this, Valve is definitely 100% S tier. The rest of the companies that are in A tier, I fully agree with, especially Xbox, considering they're actually starting to make a comeback. Don't call it a
Mhm.
comeback. They've been here for days. All that shit. Nintendo, I do agree with B tier, just because when they hit, they hit. When they fail, they fail. The same with
Oh,
Bethesda,
yeah.
IDW, just because they take forever to make a game, basically. And Epic Games. That's about it. I feel like
Yep.
those are really what has been, but those companies really deserve it. Riot Games, just because they don't really do too much. They only have like 2 games
Yep.
they really milk to death, which is Valorant and League of Legends. They deserve C tier.
Mm.
Because they're not the best, but they certainly still
Yep.
don't do the worst, considering they make some of the they
Yeah.
make some of the most competitive games ever. Like the esports
Yep.
scene is
So-
basically built on that company.
Yep, and so the main point I'll give them is they quite literally snatched the MOBA scene directly from Blizzard.
They did. That's balls right there.
Well,
but
yeah,
with-
they took it and they snatched it right out of Warcraft 3, which is the awesome thing.
That's the word. That's the best part. They snatched it out of that and they just kept running with. Let's be honest.
Yep.
And when it comes to it, like freaking D tier is just Mojang, just because the only game they've ever had was Minecraft. The only games they make off of it are Minecraft, and that's it.
Yep.
They
Yep,
make
and
Minecraft. That's it. They don't do anything
they mu-
else.
And they may be flushing that right down the toilet if
They
they
may.
don't change course real quick.
Yeah, they did a whole like law thing that they're trying to get through, which is basically changing it to where anything Minecraft related, basically they can copyright strike. So yeah, fuck them on Beijing. PlayStation deserves to be an F tier for everything they've done, the lack of variety in games, and generally just the fact they keep being an asshole.
Yeah, the only thing they really got
Also, the
going for them is
community
fact
for
they have good
PlayStation is
hardware.
awful right now. It's as bad as I'd say it's even worse than Xbox's community.
Yeah, so right now the only thing that I would say PlayStation is going for it is their hardware.
Their hardware and the storytelling for their exclusives is great. Other than that, well, I would say that except for Last of Us 2 was awful, but that's Naughty Dog's thing in general.
Yeah.
Take-Two, awful storytelling, doesn't really do much else. But the problem is they just do awful storytelling, and that's all they do. Bungie destroyed themselves. They lost their entire image,
Yep.
in my opinion. So,
Self-immolation.
self-immolation, F tier it is. Rockstar, we just went over Rockstar. Rockstar F
Yep,
tier.
Shark Heart. Shark Heart's
Ubisoft
enough
shot
said.
themselves in the foot. They just release mid-tier games every single time, and that's all they do.
Yep.
Naughty Dog hates
And-
the people that want to give them money. They actively hate them.
Yep. And Neil Druckmann is more concerned about making TV and movies than
Than he is
actually
video
making his
games.
games good.
Uh-huh. Activision. There's nothing need to be said. It's Activision. Everyone hates them.
Oh, we could go on a separate stream entirely about Activision. Blizzard if
EA,
we really
literally,
wanted.
fuck you. EA is literally just fuck you. If you
Yep.
buy someone an EA game that isn't like a Titanfall 2 or something, it's literally a fuck you to the face. Like, you get
yeah,
you get someone an EA game if you want to say, have fun, shithead.
Yeah, EA is the sole reason I wanted to do the stream in VR, just so I could give them
Uh-huh.
a double bird.
You go give him a double bird later. Like, take a clip from that. Like, someone clip this so he can make a small edited short that's just him flipping off EA. Literally, just do that. That's all you need to do. You can do that later. Right now, we
Yeah,
just
like-
talk about why they're actually shit, and they are shit. So we
Yeah,
give the
but-
crown of failure to EA because fuck you, EA, and everything you stand for. You have not really what's it? Honestly, what have they been doing recently? Like, what's the last game they released?
That's a very good question.
That's
Let me
the
look that
point.
up real quick.
I think the last game they released was 2042.
EA recent games. Let's actually
I
take a
played
look at
FIFA.
that.
There's some things that made me hate EA. Yes, FIFA made it.
Okay,
100%.
okay. So this is their recent release since 2022.
Okay.
F1 23, Jedi Survivor. Jedi
Oh, yeah.
Survivor's actually okay, so I give that one a pass.
You guys
But
Respawn, should be a different company
PGA Tour,
altogether.
Wild Hearts, Dead
mhm.
Space, Need for Speed Unbound, NHL, another FIFA, and another Madden.
So, other than the sports games and a racing game, the only 2 games they really released was Jedi Survivor and Dead Space.
And Dead Space was a re-release.
Yeah, Dead Space was a remake. So, they only released really 2 games that year.
Actually, that was since 2022. So yeah, just those since 2022.
Have they released nothing for 2023? Except for Dead Space?
Dead Space and Jedi Survivor are the 2 on that list, and those were both for 2023.
Damn. They have done nothing. Wow.
They got and Mass Effect Legendary Edition from 2021. That was a fair release. Some other titles I've never heard of, like Knockout City, F1 2021, or Madden 22 was released in 21. Of course, they got to have their Madden. Lost in Random, whatever that is.
Let's not go back to that year. I'm talking about this year specifically. Have they released other than those 2 games? Is that it?
From this year alone, including those 2, we also have Wild Hearts, EA PGA Sports,
Grass.
and yeah, I don't understand golf, and F1 23.
That's not anything of note,
That's it.
really. The only thing of
That's
note was
literally it for
literally
the
Jedi
year.
Survivor and Dead Space. Other than that, everything else is not of note, really worth.
The heck, even going back to 2021, there's only like maybe 4 games that are of any note whatsoever. The
God,
rest of them
EA
are
really
sports
fell
games.
off, didn't they?
Yeah, it was like going back even to 2021, Mass Effect, Battlefield 2042, which was
A flop.
bad.
It flopped
Like,
hard.
Yeah, Dead Space and Jedi Survivor. Like since 2021, those have been the only games of any note. Everything else has been basically
Hey.
sports re-releases.
They really flopped hard, haven't they? They haven't released nothing. That's
Yeah, they have.
surprising. At least
they have
Microsoft released Halo Infinite last year, and they're releasing Starfield this year, plus a bunch of indie games.
Yeah, though I will say the one game that I think would compete for EA for being the worst company that unfortunately was not on this list.
What?
Amazon Games.
Amazon released one. Haven't they only released like one game recently?
I don't think. Well, like they have a history of having absolute bombs.
Oh, did you also hear that the Google's trying to get back into the console market?
Oh God, please no.
They're trying to use what Google Stadia was and trying to revamp it into something new.
Which I'm not faulting them for trying to
Like
reuse the
honestly,
technology,
if they
but
can
they
use that technology and actually make it good, I'm not gonna complain.
well, that's a problem though. They have like there is a website called the Google Graveyard of failed
Yeah,
projects.
I know. But my point about this is this. Literally, when it comes to everything we have right now, EA gets the crown of actual shit, and Valve gets the crown of actual goodness.
Okay, so basically, they have right. Amazon Games has Lost Ark and New Horizons.
Wow. That's it?
Yep. New
Lost Ark I
World,
heard was actually good. New Horizons was actual, shit. I actually
Well, in fairness-
I could say this. I actually played New Horizons. It's shit.
New World was
New World's awful.
and Lost Ark was Korean made, so that explains that. But it was also censored pretty heavily because Amazon wanted to
I know.
make
they
it
do
more
that.
sensible, and I can't stand that.
Let's-
Throne and Liberty apparently is
no.
one coming out.
No, don't get it. No.
I'm not playing. My faith in their publishing is 0 right now.
No,
I am not buying anything.
No, because I watched Asmongold. He went over like Throne and Liberty. It is awful. You literally can play
yeah.
the game on autoplay. It will literally autoplay for you if you press a button. Exactly. You don't want that, do you? No, no one wants that. No one wants to fucking play a game, have a game play for yourself, you know? No one wants that shit.
My brain just shut down for a minute trying to process that. Like.
That's why Throwing Liberty sucks. Don't get it. Don't play it. Don't do anything with it. I don't want that to continue. Fuck that game.
Yep. And then, of course, Blue Protocol, which
I'm excited for it, but at the same time, like I
was excited for it until I saw the changes they're making, and then that just killed it.
And yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be good, maybe bad. I don't know. We'll see when it gets there.
It's not going to be.
Why?
They are going for a teen rating.
Why?
Because it's an anime game, and they think that's going to make it appeal to more teenagers.
No, M rating.
That
was the original game M rating?
Japan's teen rating is more akin to our M rating.
Why? I mean, this looks pretty cool, actually. I'm not gonna go, but no.
Well, I'll put it this way:
the Japanese do it better.
Well, this is just one of the examples of the changes they're making for Blue Protocol. In the Japanese version, which is also marketed to their teenagers, they have jiggle physics on characters.
They're getting rid of that, aren't they?
Yep. That is one of the numerous changes they are making to make it teen-friendly.
EA? Oh no, it's not EA. Amazon? Why do you do this? This is anime we're talking about. You want the appeal and we want people to buy it? Add the boob physics. You know how many people will literally buy the shit just because there's boob physics? People go out of their way to buy it because there's boob physics. You know what this is. You're a fucking cat girl. You know boob physics sell.
Yep.
Fucking
There's
admit.
a reason even Final Fantasy has this stuff.
Just, I don't. Why?
And now you understand why I do not have any interest in the American release of Blue Protocol.
You're not incorrect.
Yep. So I really hope they give us if they start let mods happen this, and you know that there's going to be a mod community around this. The mod community's first mission will probably be to restore everything that Amazon censors.
Probably. That's probably a good thing, though. You soccer games called FC? Okay. But, you know, I'd say for that tier list, we did pretty good. I will hydrate Diana. Thank you. Hello, Diana. How are you?
Hi, Diana. Yeah.
Diana, I've got to 500 followers!
Actually, we're over 500 now.
Yeah, 501.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah.
I need a drink real quick. I'm thirsty as shit.
But yeah, so I think that's probably a pretty good list. I think that's a pretty good place to wrap it up.
Honestly, I am out of stuff to do, and honestly, that took longer than I thought we were gonna do. I thought we were gonna have to react to videos and everything like that, which I was still down to do, but damn.
Yeah, if I didn't have to go to work in like 6 hours, I would probably be down for that.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Let's go raid someone.
Yep. Night Dust.
Oh, let's go raid. Danny's currently doing Valorant. Well, let's not raid her. Let's raid her. Why not?
No. Yeah.
Sounds
like a plan to me.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for getting me to 500. I will now have to plan the Smash tournament of VTubers when I get the chance. Hopefully, it'll actually work out. I'll be really busy this week because I hopefully will have a job here soon. So yeah, cool stuff.
Heck yeah.
I will
Let's
hopefully
go.
have a job, be able to pay for more shit, and be able to actually give you guys a better props in all regards. Honestly, I'll be able to pay for emotes and a few other things. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a blast. I can't wait to see you guys next time. The schedule will probably be up either Monday or the beginning of Tuesday. And then you'll be able to figure out what I do the rest of the week that way. I think I'll try and do Minecraft next week as well. If you're down to do that again, Ray. I'll see if Nikki will join us. And since you just got Dark Tide, I'll be down to do that as well. I will be doing some more solo streams next week, though. I do plan on doing that. I think next week I'm actually going to do a StarCraft 2 solo stream.
Oh, and don't forget, I think Mia's probably going to be back on vacation
Mia.
and with Backrooms.
Yeah, that'll work. So yeah,
but we, I'll have to
it'll
confirm
be-
with her, of course.
we'll have to. Well, you'll see the schedule when it comes up. But thank you guys so much for an amazing week. I will see you guys next time. Let's go raid a dragon girl, see what she's doing. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Hey!